are live on Pop Culture Breakdown. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I have a panel of some of the best people on the planet here, some pop culture pundits who we're just going to have some fun. We're going to talk about pop culture, and there's probably too much for us to even get to tonight. There's a lot of stuff. Oh my God, Rob Wright, our dark magician. Holy shit. I don't know. Wow. All of a sudden, my belief in witchcraft is just like skyrocketed. But anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Mando and Goo-Goo, is it saving Star Wars? I don't know. Maybe not. I guess we'll have to talk about the numbers. They're not, yeah. It'll be interesting. We also have, I'm just so full of delight. Childlike fucking wonder. Oh, jeez. And He-Man, boy, I tell you, I'm getting a lot of like negativity about He-Man, on social media and stuff. But by God, I'm looking forward to it. I want to go see it. People are telling me you're crazy, and it's just so divisive. And I want to talk about that tonight because, it's gotten some really good reviews. It's fresh, according to the critics, which immediately makes some people say, oh, well, then it's got to be bad, which is ridiculous. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk, we got some nuggets that some of these wonderful people on the panel here came up with, including more reasons to fucking hate the Odyssey. Oh my God. It's like, this is a wonderful thing for me, folks. I want pop culture to be good. I wanted Mando and Goo-Goo to be good, despite, expectations, because, come on. It was not looking good. I want He-Man to be great. Masters of the Universe. I want it to be great. I want, Supergirl to be great. I have my doubts about it. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But, gosh, I'm pulling for all these things except the Odyssey. I don't have, look, that pop culture is old, okay? It's Western literature. I have no investment on another retelling of the fucking Odyssey succeeds. And if it's just a huge steaming pile of fucking shit that I can just monetize the fuck out of, well, you know what? That's fine. It's just looking like it's going to be the biggest fucking disaster. I mean, honest to God, Nolan, what happened? I think he was replaced by a pod person. I think CERN opened up a wormhole right under his fucking bed. And he, has he got a goatee? Is he a, alternate universe Nolan at this point? What? Whoa, holy shit. I just was shown a photo from a GQ spread by Sean about this thing, and he's got some stuff to show you guys, folks. He's got some stuff to show you that we're just gonna riff on. Oh my goodness gracious, it's gonna turn into Mystery Science Theater 3000 here in a few minutes. Hold on to that. We've also got sad news about Stargate, which was promising and shaping up to be exactly the kind of thing that fans love, that fans have wanted, and they had the rug pulled out of them from under the bottom of them by Amazon. It's canceled. This extension, this continuation of Stargate, respectful of fans, respectful of lore, respectful of canon by people that love it. We're going to talk about that shit as well. We've just got a lot of stuff. We're also going to review Spider Noir, and the panel is fairly split on this. I don't want to rain on anyone's parade, but I got to call it like I see it, and and others on the panel are going to as well. I think it's kind of a split decision here, but I think we can all probably agree that there was some good stuff in it, no doubt, and that it is entertaining. But logic and and clarity and common sense kind of still matter to me. We're going to talk about that as well. And our movie of this week is War of the Worlds, the classic George Pal version from the 50s. with a gorgeous redhead in the lead. Holy smokes. And some of the coolest like spaceships on screen ever. I love those Martian war machines. They were tripods ostensibly, but they were so cool with that. So fucking cool. All right, let's get to the breakdown here, shall we? Odyssey is gonna suck. Okay. Well, let's I don't know. Should we start out sad or should we start out absurd? Maybe we should get the sad stuff out of the way. I'm upset, folks. I'm upset about Stargate. This is suck, guys. This was a post from Joseph Myozzi, and he had some stuff to say here about Amazon. He went into detail here. He said, sadly, it's true. Amazon has elected not to move forward with the new Stargate series. There's not much I can add beyond confirming what's happened. I will say this. Creator Martin Giro developed a new Stargate series over 2 years, ultimately crafting a show that offered a fresh jumping on point for new viewers while deeply respecting existing canon. It was a series that avoided the pitfalls of several modern remakes and reboots by fully embracing the core of its predecessors: action, adventure, exploration, wonder, heart, humor, and found family. And based on that creative vision, the new Stargate series was greenlit in November of 2025. As of today, 23 hours ago, folks. Officially, that original vision is no more. You'll never get the opportunity to introduce you to that world and those characters, or reintroduce you to and check in with some familiar faces from the past. My heart breaks for the incredibly talented writers who worked tirelessly to bring this show to life. For Martin, who maintained an unwavering positive outlook throughout, despite the challenges, and who always strove to make a show that would honor the fans while welcoming a new audiences, and for the long-suffering Stargate fandom who waited so long and came so close to getting a show they truly would have loved. See, that's the thing. They were going to do this right. They were going to do this right. This was a labor of love. This was going to show the way. This is what Star Wars should have done, and Star Trek should have done, and Doctor Who should have done, and all these fucking reboots and remakes and fucking cultural vandalism should have done. And they were doing it. I don't know why it got canceled. But this is by God what we've been crying out for. And it's a fucking shame. Stargate was a great show. Stargate SG-1 was a lot of fun. It was like, it had that kind of Star Trek build in terms of like, the characters, getting deeper, getting, more, their relationships were building. You started to get that sense of camaraderie and family. And it was like, Star Trek, in that you could jump to a whole bunch of different worlds and different civilizations and stuff. It was a wonderful way to do this thing. And it's a damn shame. I mean, this fucking, oh man, I'm thinking of, one step forward, two steps back, right? That old music video.
That's what Paul Abdul said.
Yep. I mean, the opposites attract. It's fucking hell. I'm so sad. I'm so sorry about this. This is, everybody was excited when this got, fans of the show. I mean, it wasn't as big as Star Trek, but it was still, had a strong fan base, and deservedly so. I mean, it had 3 series, essentially. And the third one maybe was a little lackluster, but the other 2 were really quite good. It's just so frustrating. It's just this world, Hollywood, these fucking people. I don't know. They kill the worthy projects, and the pieces of shit move forward at an accelerated pace. I don't know. Gary, what do you think of this story? I know that you weren't a huge. I mean, you love the movies. You didn't really watch the shows.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show, but according to Deadline, there's this guy. He's the head of what they call world building and genre series, and he restructured. Apparently, this guy restructured the deal. I'm not going to name him by name, but he restructured the deal for Stargate, and he had decided that the show was not representative of how Amazon, Amazon's, how do you say it?
Mm.
Their standards, which we know what their standards are.
Oh, you mean like that Rings of Power standards?
Yes, that's
Oh.
exactly what happened. It wasn't fitting in with their standard of what do they
Fucking
call
things
it?
up.
I don't want to say acceptance, but of like outside the fandom. They wanted to expand outside the fandom of Stargate to a broader appeal for a certain demographic, and it wasn't doing that. So they said, you know what, we're canceling the show. That's what happened.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Grief.
That's been there's been a couple articles that have covered that, so I think that that's probably more the truth. But apparently there's somebody with the title of head of world building and genre series at Amazon.
Well, they're doing a shit job.
Well,
they're doing a
obviously,
shit. Whoever they are, they're doing a shit job.
They just destroyed the world of Stargate. That's not world building. That's world shitting.
Yes.
So
oh my god. I mean, they wiped their ass with Tolkien. I mean, is that part of the? I mean, fucking hell! Rings of Power is a inexcusable pile of shit.
It is,
and you think? Oh my god!
And the interesting thing is that these guys actually pushed back, and instead of restructuring the show, they canceled it. That's what it looks like. It looks like the writers, the producers said, no, we're not conforming to that bullshit, and it looks like the guy said, well, then I guess that's the end of your show.
Oh my god, that sucks.
So that's and the co-producers and the writers who apparently this was the way you do it, folks. They got all these guys back from the original series to produce this and to continue it on, and they were fired for standing their ground.
Wow. Rob, what do you think of this?
Well, first off, number one, I'm sick of HR departments determining the shows because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like, oh, Amazon HR, you have to have this, and this.
Itty bitty titties and a bob.
Yep.
Itty bitty titties and a bob.
Yeah. It's annoying. I'm sick of the social political bull crap. I want good shows and good stories, and these guys were going to give us good stories and good shows. I mean, I watched a couple episodes. I was a big fan of the movie. I love the movie, and I watched some of the shows, but I mean, still, with it coming back, it would have been interesting because that's an interesting concept for a show. And it's interesting that they could do and go to different worlds and do different things. But no, we have to make a statement about social political stuff. And I'm getting just tired of it. Can we just stop? I'm so sick of it. I mean, you've got a small group that's just got the microphones to the nines here. And it's just annoying.
Yeah, exactly. Apple 2GS in the chat says, God forbid we have something on TV that's entertaining and brings a smile to our face. Exactly. Yeah. Sean, anything you want to add? Any fans of Stargate on here?
Yeah, I didn't watch the show very much, but like Rob, I love the movie and I was aware of the show, so I saw some episodes. They're good. But I'm seeing in the chat there, I think they're right. I think the real fans of the show dodged a bullet here, and I got to tip my cap to these producers for not bending the knee and standing their ground on this, because it would have ruined it. Like, you don't want to conform, don't. And just like this says, without respect, we reject, and the fans would have rejected it. I understand everyone being disappointed that they're not getting it, but better to get it back done right than with Amazon.
But these guys were doing it right. I mean, that's the whole point.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Yeah, and I'm glad they stood their ground and didn't conform, because what would we have gotten had they given in? It would have been shit.
Yep.
So
100%. But I mean, they were doing it right. They cared about it.
Yeah.
They worked their asses off.
Yeah.
To go ahead and make this thing something that would not only like expand the lore and expand the universe, but adhere to it, not contradict it, not bend, fold, spindle, and mutilate the fuck out of it to make it all rainbow colored and all this bullshit. I mean, it's sad. Heather, anything to add?
Yeah, I really love the Stargate SG-1 show. I
Yeah.
thought it was really good, really well done. Have the Blu-ray set for that. Atlantis I haven't watched yet, but yeah, this is so disappointing. I love the fact that these guys stood their ground because it just sounds exactly like, you know, they wouldn't make it woke. They wouldn't cave in and to the woke mob, and so they got canceled, which is really shitty, but it's better to be canceled than to make another woke show. And like, you know, to the heads of Amazon, look what chasing the modern audience has gotten Disney. Look what it's gotten Star Trek. Look what it's gotten, you know, Rings of Power. All these shows have failed, lost a ton of money. Like, wake up, get some freaking sense already. Like, there is no modern audience. The modern audience is what turned up for Mando and Grogu, and see how that's performing.
100%. Doug, anything you would like to add to this? I don't know if you ever watched the show.
Off and on, I was never really fully into it, but I and like Atlantis, I never watched. But the first one, I watched a good bit of it. But I wasn't. Yeah, and the third one I got into, but it got canceled and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm not entirely clear if Amazon outright controls Stargate now, owns the rights to it, or if this is a partner deal or something of that nature. Because it's odd, because a lot of different properties that they have on there, they seem to be leaving them alone. You know, how do you explain Reacher and stuff like that? You know, and they don't go full Rings of Power on all of them, and yet here we're gonna go full Rings of Power on Stargate, and they said, yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, well then you don't get a show. In some cases, they're like, all right, you're all fired, and they bring in their guys to do it right. You know, and stuff like that. So at the end of that, then this is probably for the best that it didn't happen at all. You know,
and
I mean, even if they'd have gone with it, they would still be pestering them, and we want changes, and would fire them as they went. You know, where you can lure that audience back in, then all of a sudden, hey, what the hell happened? You know, that kind of thing. So
yeah, Doug, Amazon does own it.
Yeah, they do own it. They probably got it when they acquired MGM.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's all right there. So this, and I don't know, this might not be over. They may get there.
Well, no, but they won't go with these guys, and we won't watch it. I mean, it's
right.
There needs to be a backlash, like from hell, against watching this fucking bullshit. If they've shafted over these guys.
Keep in mind, Amazon is the one left that, if they want to, they say, we don't care. We're doing what we want, because they can still survive. They got the shipping money from Amazon itself.
Right.
And they can pursue these crazy shows that nobody watches. Whereas everybody else are really dependent on having actual viewers.
Yeah. It's a fucking disgrace. And I am sad to hear it. My heart goes out to those creators. This is, you know, what a sad situation it is. It's disgusting. So my heart goes out to them. But I tell you what, you know what a funny situation is? The Odyssey. The Odyssey. Sean, you had some stuff to tell us. So what is the background of this, and what have you got to share with us, dude?
Yeah, so there's an article in GQ about the Odyssey, and it's all about Christopher Nolan and how he's saying that he wants. I had the quote somewhere, but he's like, you have to give the fans something they don't think they want. So in other words, something like that. Give the fans something they don't think they want, which means subvert their expectations. Right?
Gosh, famous last words.
Yeah. So in this article, there's some photographs that they did with Matt Damon and some other stars did, and I'll share them with you.
Well, go ahead. Let's take a look at these, folks. So these are from the G. Oh, looky that.
Yeah, it's from the GQ. It looks like Matt Damon's getting ready to mow his lawn.
That's not bad though. It looks pretty good for an old man.
This one,
I mean, shit, I don't look that good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Too bad he's not Achilles.
The mesh shirt's a little sus.
Yeah, we see a little nipple.
Yeah.
Well, not as much as in Batman.
Come on. We've seen Greek art. It looks like that. I mean, the dudes.
Oh, so this is the costume.
It's
that's the costume in the movie, huh?
I don't know. These are all like photo shoot stuff. So, this one looks fine, right? Not a big deal. But then we go to this.
Oh,
what the hell?
What?
Oh my God! I've seen
this is the
thing
bi-generation.
Yeah, I can't defend this.
I guess they're sharing a dildo.
Is that, or they're conjoined twins or something?
No, this isn't from the Odyssey. This is from the new Doctor Who Christmas special.
Oh yeah, it's not canceled after all. There we go. Right.
Oh my!
And then we get a little eye shot there, and another eye shot there, and here's one. This is nice. We got a guy staring into himself in a pond with a little scorpion down here.
Why is he wearing fur in a forest? If there's a scorpion, it's probably hot.
It's probably a desert. Yeah,
it's style. It's style. I guess.
What's with the
it may be the desert, but he's going to be fashionable. Damn it!
Who am I?
Yes.
The scorpion really is like just an element of danger, you know. It's...
The scorpion is there is like, you want me to end this now? I mean, come on.
I can take care of this for you right now.
I can take care of all of
it. Please, God, sting me.
Oh my God.
One of my favorite ones is coming. Oh, there it is. Yeah, we got.
Matt Damon.
Hey, Matt, get on this prop and
a lot of money for this.
Yeah, get on this prop and pretend you're in an adult film, watching yourself on the monitor there.
Unless you're showing the doctor where your hip hurts, this is really bad. It's really badly considered. It's it's here when I mow. You know, it's just like, no.
Do these Target sweatpants make my ass look huge?
Oh dear.
Yeah. This what is this?
And what is the stuff in front? Is it like pockets out? Is that what that?
Yeah, that's how all the kids wear them, Rob, inside out.
Yeah.
Are we going back to the 90s crisscross?
Yeah, crisscross. Yeah, they got crisscross to come out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, these are bad, dude.
Yeah, and then we got
here we go.
Oh my. Now this one looks like a Massive Gill commercial. He feels fresh.
Oh Lord!
I'm singing in the leaves, just singing in the leaves.
Feminine itching got Robert Pattinson down.
Yeah, there's playing cards flying around here.
Wow!
I thought it was leaves. Wow, I mean, it was
leaves.
Well, yeah, but that one right there is a card of some sort.
Yeah, there's a card here and a card there.
Wow.
It's almost like from a revised version of, The Wizard of Oz. If I only had some balls.
Yeah. They're going to break into a dance number at this point in the movie.
Wow.
I think that's it.
God. Pretentious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Why is there ham door there? What the hell?
It's like the
wow. It's like the Who. Let my cock open the door. Let my cock to your heart. It's like, oh boy.
Wow.
I don't get this.
No.
Hey, bend over, Tom. I really want that paper door in the background. Can you just give me the paper door, please?
Look at that total non-bulge in those pants. This ladies must love this. Look at it.
Well, as you can tell, he's finished. So
yeah,
he's finished. It's fine. I've seen as much of this shit as I can stand.
Lord.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, there's a couple. Oh, you sure you're done?
Yeah, I'm done. That's holy shit.
Good grief.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
The Odyssey.
Remember, go get your new issue of GQ right away, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. But the
Good
thing
Lord.
is, folks, look, you can say, okay, well, this is not from the movie, but this is in support of the movie.
Yeah.
This is approved publicity for the movie. It's not like this GQ guy just snuck onto the set and took some unauthorized photos. These things are coordinated with the producers, with the director, with the studio. This is from Nolan. This is from the studio. This is what they wanted. This is not some guerrilla filmmaking thing that some, Shooty Gatwa just grabbed a camera and went wild, Who's gone wild, It's no, it's not spring break. They weren't liquored up. This shit was lit. This shit was lit better than, a lot of,
It's lit.
Fucking Mandalorian. It was lit better than the Mandalorian. There's no doubt about that. It's not they just like they snuck into the gym shower and shot this.
I got an idea. Let's all get in the shower and take photos together.
Yeah,
Hey guys, we got to have a little bit of team bonding here.
What a great idea.
This is official, guys. This is official. So
Yeah.
you can't excuse it. This is okay. This is legit criticism, for God's sake. Oh my God.
Well, they showed us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is so bad. This is one of the worst things. Wow. The Odyssey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna go?
I
Y'all
can't
excited
wait.
to go? Hey, thank you, Orville Nation. Hail to PJ out there in the chat. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hail, PJ.
I hope you're laughing, dude.
That's all you can do.
This is fucking painful. I honestly,
Everyone's either laughing or throwing up right now.
I
Probably a little bit
can't
of both.
I can't believe it. Wow. If only had
It's like
some
with every
balls.
passing day, they're like, what can we do to make it worse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every day.
There's
Yeah.
a whole committee. They're people paid. I don't know. Sweet
Yeah.
Baby Inc. Who the fuck is doing this? I don't know. It's the Jaguar people, Sean. I think you're exactly right.
It really does look like it.
Yeah.
It does.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They should
Man,
have
I
done
wish
the
I
whole
could see what.
movie like that.
What's that, Doug?
Might as well do the whole movie like that. Make it a whole movie, a Jaguar commercial.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Don't even.
At this
I bet he
point.
did.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, it may well be. Yeah.
At this point, they might as well have it Blazing Saddles and go off script and go into another movie set.
Did it might actually
know?
be good. Just
I
do
know,
that.
right? It's gonna be
It
like
looked like-
Bruce. It's gonna make $8 billion. Watch, and they're all gonna go to jail.
They could have made it like History of the World Part 1 and just
Yeah.
It definitely
They'd all
looked
be
like.
eunuchs.
Yeah, Matt Damon was standing on that pylon doing the French mistake. He really was.
Yes. Yeah, move your hips, give it a push, right?
Yeah.
They were.
Oh shit!
It's just like they're lost at sea on an aircraft carrier singing YMCA and all that sort of stuff. They could just do that.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the other thing about this movie is that the Greek people don't like the fact that they gave Nolan all these tax breaks and all this other stuff, and they're not really representing them or their culture. In the movie.
No, not at all.
So,
Oh yeah, Greece is pissed at
Oh yeah, they have
really
that open
pissed
letter.
off. They're
Yeah.
like, this is bullshit, man.
This is one of the oldest stories in human history.
Yeah.
And it's theirs. And this is what you do. And like Rob said, you got these tax credits and whatnot to do the movie. And
Yes.
and this is what you got to show for yourself.
Yes. Don't forget, Greece was the cradle of Western civilization.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just straight up. And it wasn't Rome; it was Greece.
Well,
Greece preceded
I mean,
Rome.
that's where we got all of our storytelling You know, that's where this comes from. Like the origin of this very media that Nolan is, has worshipped his whole life. It comes from Homer.
Yes.
Well, that's just the thing. He's not adapting Homer. He's adapting some feminist rewrite of the
a translation.
Yeah. So it's not the Odyssey.
No, it's just the odd.
Yeah.
The odd no see, because I don't think a lot of people are going to go see this shit.
Yeah.
The odd no see.
I think the sad thing is a lot of people had already gotten tickets prior to knowing any of this stuff, or had made reservations, and then
when's it coming out?
It's coming out in July. So.
Oh God.
Oh, there's plenty of time to make it even worse.
Oh jeez.
Yeah,
it's going to be like a week long. Yeah. I'll have to go see this fucking thing. Oh my God.
The thing is just why Nolan has had a good track record when it comes to this. That he was one of the last ones standing. None of his movies really featured any of this type of crap. And then suddenly, oh wait, after the whole place collapsed in flames, now it's time for me to do mine. Well, all right.
I don't know. I thought he went a little bit downhill with some of the stuff in Oppenheimer.
Well, I mean, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But this is just the desecration of classic, literally a classic. You don't get more classic than this,
He wants the Oscars, and this is how you get it.
And why that too? Why Oscars mean nothing? It's the only thing that thing's good for is a doorstop or a paperweight. None of the awards they've shattered their reputation. They are absolutely meaningless.
It's true.
Gets them into the swanky parties.
Work is what matters. That is your work.
Within their circle, I think it.
Yeah. It's a damn shame. Well, stay tuned. How bad will they make it by July? We've still got a whole month and a half at least of more publicity. Wow.
I'm really hoping Elliot Page is Achilles. I
hope so.
That would
they haven't
be
confirmed
glorious.
that yet.
That would be so glorious.
I'll be disappointed if that's not the case.
Right. That means that they just didn't commit. Nolan, you better have committed 100%.
You've gone this far. Why not all the way?
Yeah.
I'm holding out for Elliot Page being Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's why, I'm not going to settle for anything less than Zeus.
Father of
Zeus or bust.
The way this is going, I think the YouTubers reviewing this are going to collectively make more money than the movie does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. If YouTube doesn't screw them.
I don't know. Demo Man Chaos says they still haven't said who she is playing. I think it's Ron Jeremy. I think it's Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy's playing the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
He is furry enough.
Trojan hedgehog.
It's the Trojan hedgehog.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh dear. Oh, see, and this is just a taste. Just wait till we've seen the Odyssey. Oh boy. Oh, the hilarity that's going to ensue.
3 hours of that movie.
Speaking of hilarious, Mando and Goo-Goo. Oh my. So, and it's like it had a 70%, about 69.45% fall off from its debut weekend and its following weekend, about 70% drop. That I don't know. Financially, Rob, I'm not so good at math. I'm a simple country supervillain. Math confuses and frightens me. Is 70% less good?
No, that means word of mouth sunk it.
Really?
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping, it would be good. Is so that's bad?
Yeah, that's bad.
Well, the funny thing is, so basically as of yesterday, I think, as of Tuesday. Grogu has basically, it dropped 52% from the previous Tuesday. It's basically looking at 142 million in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And it's looking at like it's going to maybe make around 185 to 195 million in the US. This is bad. I do not think at this rate, Rob, that it's going to overtake Solo. I think Solo is going to beat it and roundly beat it. What do you think, Rob?
Oh, I think we're tracking that too. And also, Doomcock, the other thing is with Masters of the Universe coming out this week, they're taking all the IMAX screens away from Star Wars. So Star Wars is getting S out of luck. And, people, if they're going to go see it, they want to see it usually on the big screens, and they're not going to do that. Word of mouth has gotten around, and really, this movie hasn't done well worldwide either. Worldwide, it's at about 251. And, that's well below expectations, especially for a Star Wars film. So this is a big flop.
Wow. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Solo did somewhere around $393 million globally.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so bad a performance for a Star Wars movie that it basically kicked, Disney removed themselves from theaters for 7 years. In Star Wars terms, no more Star Wars movies. 7 years after that catastrophic $393 million global gross, I think they're going to look at that as the good old days with this. I don't think Mando and Goo-Goo has a chance. Look, Mando and Goo-Goo right now is number 3 in terms of the box office, getting beaten by Obsession and Backrooms, 2 indie small budget horror movies. And they're about to be number 4 because no matter what, He-Man is going to kick its ass for the week at the very least. It's certainly, fuck, Mando and Goo-Goo made like what, $3 million Tuesday. No matter what happens to He-Man, Masters of the Universe, it's going to do better than that. It's so unless Obsession or Backroom stumbles, Mando and Goo-Goo is about getting fixed to number 4 or 5 this next week.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And I've tried to go to Backrooms and Obsession both over the weekend, and the movie theaters were filled. I haven't seen movie theaters filled, like empty, like no empty seats. I couldn't get in to see him.
Wow.
And when I saw Mandalorian last weekend, there was 4 other people in the theater with me. And it was a big theater. It was like 300 people, XD,
Wow.
These movies, I think, Backrooms isn't a big budget movie. And I correct in saying Obsession is under $1 million budget? Under
$750,000.
Yeah. It's made like $100 million or something. It's probably even more now.
Yeah.
105 million is how much Obsession's made.
Do they have any low budget horror movies coming out in July? Odyssey, that would be hilarious too.
That'd be awesome.
Odyssey gets its ass kicked by some little horror movie. I would love to see that. That tells you everything right there. These 2 little horror movies dominate. And beat the crap out of a Star Wars.
They can't say that no one's going to the theater because people are going to the theater.
Yes, they are. Yes. They're hungry for
about it. Like I thought no one was going to the theater because we're seeing all these movies just tank, and then that gives them a blanket statement, which is like, oh well, no one's going to the theater. No, people are going to the theater. They're just not going to see your shitty ass movie,
right?
Michael is still going strong.
Really? No shit.
It was number 4. Yeah,
Michael was incredible. By the way,
it's a good movie. Yeah,
Michael was. I haven't had an experience like that in a movie theater in a long time. It was fucking amazing.
Probably felt good.
Wow. Yeah. And Mr. Eagle Flying makes a point. Don't forget, you're doing a dollar for dollar comparison Solo to Grogu. The actual numbers for Solo would be 20% higher in current dollars.
Yeah, because of inflation.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no way.
Hashtag Solo made money compared to Goo-Goo.
Yes.
Yeah.
hashtag Mando and Goo-Goo, hashtag Solo, hashtag the good old days. You know, I mean, it's going to be, oh, remember when Star Wars made $393 million? Oh, man, we were rolling in dough. We were Scrooge McFucking Duck, you know? Wow.
Look, it's over. It's just been over a long time. I mean, Mandalorian was their one bright spot when they were already done way back when, you know, after Last Jedi and all that stuff. And then suddenly there was some excitement over it, and the little Goo-Goo sold in Christmas time and all that. And now that's gone too. They killed that. They killed it. They deliberately killed it, destroyed it. Everyone saw season 3, and now you have this movie, their last best effort, in the hopes that there would be some amount of excitement. And I saw the movie. The movie is just sort of, you know, it's all right, you know, and that's basically it. But it doesn't matter. No. Even if it had been this spectacular thing, if it had been I didn't see that coming, that was actually kind of cool, something like that, I don't even think that would be enough now. The damage is so bad for Star Wars in particular.
Well, yeah. And this is Kathleen Kennedy, you know, Favreau kept it a secret and kept it under wraps. And we saw Luke Skywalker at the end of season 2, which just fans exploded with that. And Kathleen Kennedy went on a rampage about that, didn't want Luke featured, fired Gina Carano, and basically nerfed Mando and Grogu. They were also late to getting Grogu's out, you know, for that year for
they didn't plan ahead for the toys.
Yeah, they didn't plan ahead at all for the toys, which usually that's what Star Wars was built on. And so the whole marketing idea of this has just gone to the toilet, and it's getting worse.
They forgot how to recognize if something was going to be successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Mando was always meant to be, in my opinion, a platform to boost some popularity off of, to do something else with Star Wars.
Yes.
Right, they took the one little thing that they had this micro success with and exploited it. And it's like, no, guys, you know, one episode of The Twilight Zone doesn't save the whole franchise.
No.
You know, it's just an episodic show. Keep moving, do other things.
And too late.
You know, we still have Grogu on puberty blockers because he can't talk. You know, they're still doing the same bullshit, and 3 seasons in, nothing. You know, the story didn't advance. There was no arc. There was nothing. I mean, they had an arc. He was going to go with Luke and then be a Jedi, and then that would have been great. Yeah, but you can't take that, and you can't just keep repeating the same fucking garbage in 3 seasons and a movie.
If you've seen one episode of Mandalorian, you've seen them all. And so, well, then okay, then I don't have to bother with that. Then. And that's where you are.
And I felt like I was seeing like the same episode, like each act of this Mando and Goo-Goo was more or less an episode in the same episode, because it would come down, okay, Mando and Goo-Goo go after a whole bunch of Imperial guys in the snow, the AT chase, and Mando and Goo-Goo go after a whole bunch of guys at the gambler's base, and Mando and Goo-Goo go after a whole bunch of guys and the hut palace, and it's just rinse and fucking repeat.
Dude, at least in the original Star Wars, the stormtroopers were shitty, shots, but at least they fired. Mando walks into a room and there's stormtroopers and they
they don't know what to do.
They're fucking dead. There's like 50 of them dead. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Well, here's the other thing about this. Wouldn't it have been a better story if you had Grogu go with Luke, and at the very end you have Luke and Grogu going to save the Mandalorian, and Grogu can talk, and you have this thing where Luke basically has a scene with Grogu that says, I went to save my friends too, and that's how the Jedi is changing under me, is that they're gonna care about family and friends, So,
right?
Yeah, of course, like that would have been great. But again, that shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah,
that's the utilization of mirrors and echoes. which Star Wars did. And when George did the prequels, he did that between Anakin and Luke and all that sort of stuff. And here you would have Luke's experiences with Yoda now being reversed in the case with little Grogu. Grogu wants to go save his friend. Luke understands he was in the same position, but you know what? I'm going to go with you. And then there you go. And that would be the end of season 3. That Luke and Grogu show up to save Mando from whatever trap he's in, that kind of thing. But the rest of the show should have been primarily Mandalorian being this kick-ass cowboy in space type stuff. And then you have a couple of scenes back. Grogu's with Luke and he's learning the Force and stuff, because you're limited to how much Luke you can use with a CGI and whatnot. But nevertheless, that's the proper storyline. But we all know it got sabotaged. And it's all, we'll give you a little bit of Luke. There, that's Luke. So long, Luke. Now back to Goo-Goo.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. So I think we can probably agree. I mean, I tried to come up with a visual metaphor for the state of Star Wars for my video today, and this is what I came up with. Essentially, I think that's the state of Star Wars. But there's hope. Have they learned their lesson? That's what I want to know. Rob, it seems to me like maybe they've learned their lesson. And what's their next announced project that's coming out?
Well, according to a couple of industry reports, and I found this article out there from a couple of days ago, Simon Kinberg was tasked with developing a new Star Wars trilogy, and guess what? He's apparently developing episodes 10 through 12, the ongoing Star Wars saga starring Rey Skywalker.
Oh boy! Star Wars is saved! Oh gosh, well, I'm glad they've learned from this mistake. I'm glad that they have course corrected, and they've given us, hey, what wasn't in Mandalorian and Grogu? We didn't have Rey. See, that's why it failed, right? Yeah, that's it. So Rey, is this on reliable? I mean, who said this, Rob?
Well, apparently, you're gonna love this. The source was GQ had a source talking to that director.
He paused, taking his Massengill commercial pick photos to go ahead and comment on the Rey situation at GQ.
And then Deadline had an interview with KK that revealed that he had put together a 70-page story treatment, about a year ago, and apparently the bosses of Lucasfilm think that that's possibly where they're going to go. And what bothers me is that Disney has these people that are looking at numbers and saying, oh, well, Solo and Mando didn't do good, but hey, we had the sequel trilogy that brought us in so much money. So, honestly, it bothers me a bunch, because you look at this and you look at the fact that they're re-releasing Star Wars, but instead of May, it's going in February. And then you have, Star Wars Celebration after that, which you kind of would want Star Wars Celebration to lead up to that, right? And then Starfighter's being released in May. Why wouldn't you move the 50th anniversary to the 50th anniversary, have Celebration lead up to the 50th anniversary, and then use that momentum to release your next movie? I don't understand what Disney's doing. It's stupid. It's dumb. And for them to go this direction for 10, 11, and 12, you've already lost several generations, and you don't have an audience for the sequel trilogy at all. So those things are going to fall just as flat as Mando and Grogu.
Rob, you know why, Rob, they didn't do that?
Why?
Because they would have had to start planning it when KK was still in charge.
Possibly. Yeah.
And these things got to get planned 2 years ahead of time, and she was still around, so that wasn't going to happen.
They could switch it now. They could switch it. Come on.
They could do some, but it wouldn't be as big. But
it's insane. Any other comments on this Rey situation, Heather?
Go. Yeah. No, I just was going to say the metaphor in your video was perfect. Not just Darth Vader falling down, but it was basically just a room full of old ladies' furniture So I thought, yeah, that's Star Wars. Now, on a room full of old ladies' furniture. That's Star
Hey,
Wars.
it looks a lot like my living room. What are you saying?
Is your decorator from GQ? Is that the
I
photographer?
like it.
Well, man, I liked it a lot. Hey, Doug, what were you going to say?
No, I was just gonna say I can't wait for the GQ photo spread for the Star Wars movies.
With Dave Filoni on the cover with his cowboy hat and nothing else on.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Nick, it's good to see you, man.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah,
Any comments to say about any of this Star Wars shit this week?
Golly, there's been so much Star Wars stuff going on. Yeah, so Mando and Grogu, second weekend box office. Tragic downfall.
Absolutely. Complete destruction.
And then the episode, I did a video on episodes 10, 11, 12. Way to go, new management team over there.
Yeah.
And I said this, when KK was officially out and Filoni was taking over. I remember being on the stream and we were talking about it, and I was like, guys, I would love to say things are going to start getting better, but given Filoni's past during the KK era, I think we're going to be getting more of the same crap. And here we are talking about, Starfighter's taking place, right after the sequel trilogy. I'm sure Rey's probably going to make an appearance there. They're talking about doing this episodes 10, 11, 12. And honestly, I've given up completely on Disney Star Wars ever getting anything right. So I hope they do it because it's going to be great for us monetized YouTube content creators out there. Because I guarantee you, when those sequel trilogy movies come out, they think that they're, I was listening earlier. I heard Rob saying, in their minds, we made all this money on the sequels. Let's go back to, let's do episodes 10, 11, 12. We'll continue the story and, we'll start raking it in, in episode 10. If they do this, I wouldn't be surprised if it did around the same as what Mando and Goo-Goo did.
Oh yeah.
And if that's not the writing on the wall for them, I really don't know what else anybody or anything's gonna do to make them change their minds at all about anything that they're doing. I just wish they would sell it off to somebody that actually cares about this franchise.
Yeah,
because they obviously don't.
Yeah, they're just too arrogant and stupid to realize that this is the size of their audience now. That's the audience they cultivated. Who went to see Mando and Goo-Goo. That's it. That's their audience.
Yeah, you listen to your audience, and if you spend all your time trashing on your audience, calling them is and obes and all this stuff for not liking your crap over there, the audience is gonna be like, you know what, I'm done with you. This is an abusive relationship, and I don't have to take it anymore. And it's probably one of the biggest tragedies in pop culture history in our time. They were given the golden goose of acquiring the Star Wars franchise, a money printing machine, and this is what they did.
Well, and then Nick, the other thing to mention here, and we already kind of alluded to it, was Luke Skywalker. When you brought him back, that garnered a ton of attention.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and basically, you guys on one of your streams mentioned to all the fans, Star Wars fans, different sides of the aisle on Mando and Grogu, but all of them said that Luke Skywalker would be a focal point that they would want to see that would bring them back into Star Wars. And Disney can't get that message.
No. And at this point, like for me personally, you can bring Luke back, Vader back, bring them all back, CGI Carrie Fisher in there. what it doesn't matter to me because they're just destroying these characters. You know, I saw somebody in a comment section saying, "Oh, wouldn't you like to see them, bring in like Dash Rendar or some of these characters from the EU, Mara Jade and all that?" Well, why would I want that? Look what they've done with the other characters.
Yeah.
But like I trust them to get any of these other characters that I like correct. No, I don't want them touching anything. I don't want them doing anything else with Star Wars. I just want them to sell it to somebody that knows it. Bring the EU back into Star Wars canon, decanonize all the Disney crap. Well, if I was in charge of Star Wars, day one, the Disney crap is decanonized. It never happened. The EU stuff is back. It's all canon, and I would go from there, and I would bring people in that knew what they were doing, that loved these characters, loved this franchise, know it inside and out, don't have any underlying agendas or messaging to throw out at the audience, none of that crap. And man, I'd be raking in the money. Like I wish I could go in there and say, this is what you do, and them listen, but their egos are so inflated over there. They think they know what's best, and the box office and the fan reaction shows that they don't know what they're doing.
You guys want to know what I want? I want to see a span of 150 years of teenage Grogu, where we get 100 years of him not putting his dishes away, 100 years of him not doing his laundry, 100 years of him not picking up the dog shit he said he was going to do, 100 years of him crashing the car, and 100 years of wondering where the hell all the hand lotion went.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And 100 years of that really shitty broccoli haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stupidest haircut ever. Like, I mean, I don't want to sound like an old man too much. I know I am, but still. Who the fuck gets that haircut and like pays for it?
Sorry, I was channeling my complaints there.
Increasingly, the problem overall with Star Wars is even if you eliminate the woke stuff, their product is flat, bland, and boring. I mean, it's just they don't have the ability. I mean, thinking of the different shows they've done, I guess the Skeleton Crew was probably their best effort. Of those. And from just like something as crappy and bad as Acolyte to just stuff that just and then like Kenobi and Boba Fett, those are terrible, and all that, and just inability of what are you gonna do in these 3 Star Wars movies? I don't know.
Right.
That's it's like, we'll just put Star Wars on the title and that'll work, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not that simple. It's not that simple, is it?
Yeah, throwing Star Wars on there doesn't have the same effect or meaning that it had, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
No, it's dead now. It really is. It's dead. I mean, it would take a miracle for them to get this shit back up and running, and I just don't see it happening.
Or they won't take any of these things as a wake-up call and try to fix it. They just make excuses. The economy, it's this, it's that. I mean, they've had chance after chance after chance to recognize what it is, what's successful, and they just won't do it. So, yeah, there's no chance. They will not do it.
No, especially if Rey is the character at the waiting, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that is Star Wars Starfighter. If Rey is at the end of that rainbow, it is fucked. It is fucked beyond repair. It is fucked forever. It'll be the last Star Wars. So we'll see. I mean, when is that? Like in 2027, May 2027?
Yeah, May 2027.
Or less than a year out. Less than a year out at this point.
So in February, at the end of February, we get Star Wars coming back out in theaters, probably for a limited run in IMAX. And then they'll pull it. And then in April, you've got Celebration in Los Angeles. And then in May, around the 25th, is when Starfighter is going to be released.
Right. So, yeah, there we go, folks. It looks like, why can't Lucasfilm learn? Well, I guess we'll, if these reports are true and they're not just planted again by, KK, who still, has media contacts, even, if she's not in Lucasfilm, it still could have come from her or her loyalists just trying to throw monkey wrenches into their plans. I mean, we don't really know, but I mean, I guess we'll know soon enough how bad this is and whether they can learn anything at all, or if it's just toast. Rey is the final demarcation line. Once you've brought Rey back, it's over. It's over. And if they don't know that, then they're fucking insane. All right. I tell you what, let's sit tight here. I'm going to do a few super chats here and then we'll come back, talk a little bit about He-Man, talk about Spider Noir. And for Mr. Eagle Flying, I went ahead and watched Undercover Blues. At his request, he sent me a copy of it. And his birthday is tomorrow. So I'm giving him a little birthday present here. I'm going to talk a little bit about Undercover Blues. Let's go ahead and get to some of these here super chats. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get to it. Hold on just a sec while I fire this thing up. Point Curation with a $2 Canadian super sticker. Well, actually, it's a super chat with a whole bunch of bucket heads in it. Hail to you, Point Curation. When you say bucket head, you've said it all. Hail to you, Point Curation. And Warachi with a $5 super chat. He's got our rations here for the evening. Hail to you, Warachi. He says rations, Sheboygan brats, jalapeno cheddar brats, smoked Thuriger sausage, barbecue baked beans, coleslaw, mac and cheese, copious beer, apple, and cherry pie. Thank you very, very much, Warachi, for bringing enough to share for all of us. Hail to you, Warachi. You're very generous, sir. Week after week, making sure we in Xanadu are fed in high style. Thank you, Warachi. EP Anti-Cthulhu Crusader with a $2 super chat says, War of the Worlds. More of Harvey's offspring. I got nothing to do with it, man. It's from 1954, asshole. I know, 1954, 56. I'm not sure when War of the Worlds. It was in the early to mid 50s. Hail to you, EP Anti-Cthulhu Crusader. Hail to George Pal. Hail to H.G. Wells. Hail to War of the Worlds, a true sci-fi milestone. And Scott V with a $10 super chat. Hail to you, Scott V. Scott says, hail, Doomcock and panel. I'm so pissed. Amazon canceled the new Stargate show. Why? Because they said it didn't appeal to a more broad audience. I thought they were doing it for the fans. Very angry. Live long and prosper. I know, man, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, Scott V. This is something that would have been a love letter to fans. Hollywood needs to stop, fucking you got to pull your head out of your fucking ass, Hollywood. This is insane. Stargate would have possibly mended some fences. It might have brought some people in. How about just doing something for quality? Something for fans, something to entertain people, something faithful to the source material. Just give it a try. See how it goes, for God's sakes. You're flushing money down the toilet with this Rings of Power bullshit. Failure after failure after failure. It is loathed. It is mocked. It is hated by everyone. So, I mean, more broad audience to poop on it. Is that what you're looking for, Scott V? Amazon's a disgrace in this regard. It's a damn shame. They've done some great stuff with Fallout, but this was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I'm so sorry, Scott V. I feel your pain, dude. I feel your pain. Paula Veter Gamer with 2 $10 super chats and a $5 super chats. Hail to you, Paula Veter Gamer. We really appreciate these tech updates, sir. He says, DC and panel, Wild AI News. A company, XFRA, has plans to sell mini AI data centers for houses. That's right. mini AI data centers for houses. Houses usually consume 80 amps out of 200 amps. The idea is to consume the remainder, yet it gets worse. Yeah, you don't want to be saddled with your own mini data center attached to your fucking home? Polymeter Gamer points out these mini data centers are going to be marketed to rental houses owned by real estate companies, possibly HOA, in order to get around a tenant's choice. And Polymeter Gamer adds, there's more. Palantir is involved and would have surveillance built into them. Surveillance into your little AI mini center attached to your fucking home. Also, it will regulate current, possibly blocking EV, AC, and other energy costly devices during peak AI usage. So in other words, it would go ahead and strangle your energy usage during peak AI hours. Holy fucking shit. Wow. Polymeter Gamer has this uncanny ability to trigger me. I don't know. It's just makes a fucking hobby out of it. I don't know. I'm just absolutely. More I hear about this shit, the more insane it gets. I mean, gee whiz, folks. Gee whiz. All right, deep breath, Doomcock. Mr. Eagle Flying with a $5 super chat. Hail to you, Mr. Eagle Flying. He says, DVD, I am doing gift memberships in place of chats this month, like seeding grass in the spring. Grin. And true to his word, the great Mr. Eagle Flying has gifted 5 Overlord DVD memberships to this channel. God bless you, Mr. Eagle Flying, sir. You're absolutely awesome. God bless you. And thank you, Mr. Eagle Flying. And we're going to talk about Undercover Blues in the second hour. I don't know if you're still out there, but I hope that you are, brother, because I really enjoyed the movie. I'm going to tell you. EP Anti-Cthulhu Crusader with a $5 super chat. Thank you, EP. Says they canceled Stargate, but are pushing ahead with Lara Croft, huh? Typical. Maybe just stay away from Amazon Entertainment. Just a thought. Hail to you, EP Anti-Cthulhu Crusader. Yeah, these people are out of their fucking minds. They're just out of their fucking minds. I do not know what the fuck they're thinking. It is absolutely insane. Madness, folks. Madness. Polymeter Gamer with 2 more $10 super chats. Hail to you, Polymeter Gamer. He's got some curious news and some gaming news. I'm going to share both of them with you here right now. Polymeter Gamer says, curious news. Freedom Cruise Line International plans to build a 1-mile-long, $16 billion ship as a city to house 80,000 permanent residents, traveling around the world every 2 to 3 years. No logistics yet. Oh, man. Water world all over again. Good luck with all that. I will not be moving there, folks. I will not be moving there. Just interesting little point of order. I will not be on those ships. And Polymeter Gamer with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Polymeter Gamer. Says gaming news. State of Play revealed a new God of War where you play Kratos' dead second wife. A new Onimusha game, a Wolverine game of great violence. Well, that sounds pretty good. Tomb Raider remakes looks good. Ace Combat 8 and more. Interesting. Wolverine game of great violence sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you, Polymeter Gamer. And Admiral Teague, it's been a channel member 52 months, says Mike Sussman should be our Star Trek showrunner. Well, his last name's not Kurtzman, so I think he's qualified. He's qualified in my book. Hail to you, Admiral Teague. Mike Sussman. He's suggesting that. I see nothing wrong with it. Admiral Teague also adds, with a very kind $10 super chat. Hail to you, Admiral. Says, hail DC, sir. After 2 years reviewing Trek, my amazing panel and community is ready to take on the original series. Only 2 more Enterprise stories remain. Join us Saturdays at 9:30 Eastern. Terra Prime Forever. # Trek United. I like that. # Trek United. I'm hoping and praying that maybe Star Wars is increasingly hopeless, to be honest. I just got to say it's just looking worse and worse, unless that news story is fake or speculative, or from KK loyalists deep in the bowels of the company. It's looking like shit. This is their last fucking chance. If they don't take it, they're done. Kefka Madman is pointing out in the chat, Wolverine game will be woke trash. Wow. Sweet Baby Inc. is involved. Jean Grey is Ugo. Madripoor is not the hive of scum and villainy it was in comics. Wow. All right. Well, I've not heard a whole lot about that, but I'm hoping somehow maybe their influence was minimal. I don't know though. I don't know anything about the Wolverine game except from what has been told to me right here and now in front of all of you. Hail to Paula Veter Gamer. Kurt James gifted an Overlord DVD membership to this channel. Hail to you, oh great and mighty Kurt James. And Warachi gifted 5 Overlord DVD memberships to this channel as well. Thank you, Warachi. Thank you, Kurt James. Thank you, Mr. Eagle Flying. You guys are absolutely awesome. Kurt James with a $4.99 super sticker of a lemon, hugging a lime, it looks like, raising a lime and saying, alas, poor your lime. I knew him, Horatio. Hail to you, Kurt James. Walter Tomaszewski, been a channel member 57 months now. Hail to you, Walter. He says, BIF DC, when's Harvey's birthday? Gosh, well, he was never really born. So I think we picked a date, didn't we? Didn't we, Wrenches? I think we did. I'm not sure when that date was. Was it like a week after my birthday? Is that what we decided?
The week after your birthday.
So it's basically, the 1 week after my birthday was Harvey Day. We'll have to do a bigger celebration of it next year. I think we will. Well, it's about time, asshole. Well, but you weren't actually born. We just have to pick a symbolic day, one we can easily memorize. I think that's it. Thank you, Heather L. I appreciate that. Keeper of the lore there. And Paula Veter Gamer, who is a producer tonight, by the way, on this pop culture breakdown. Hail to you, Paula Veter Gamer. He says, the Backrooms was okay. Not bad, just okay. All right, fair enough. A lot of people are wanting to go see it, though. It's interesting. It's an interesting concept. And it's based on a creepypasta or like a short video, a mysterious short video that was posted years ago, kind of built up memes and everything. And they went ahead and did a movie based on it. So it was very organic out of like the, online community. And I guess maybe that's why people are excited. Hail to you, Paula Veter Gamer. And Don Lewis and Dragon Lady. It's been a channel member 47 months at the Dumentide level. Hail to you, Don Lewis. He says, in your video regarding Star Wars today, you said, clap on, clap off? No, Doomcock. At this point, it's just cinematic clap. Hey, with Star Wars, the clap never comes off. That's why Goo-Goo is green. He started out just like you and me, but that clap, it gets to you after a while. Clap on, clap off, the crapper. Hail to you, Don Lewis. And Bun 299 with a $5 super chat. Hail to you, Bun. He says, I have a feeling, oh brother, where art thou, will turn out to be a more faithful retelling of the Odyssey than Nolan's version. I think it's absolutely, positively guaranteed. Bun 299, 110%. Fuck, I think Clash of the Titans is going to be closer to the Odyssey than Nolan's version. Shit. I think I've seen Green Giant Pea commercials that are closer to the Odyssey. Bun 299. Thank you, sir. Your prediction is hereby ratified and approved. I think it's 110%. Trevin Lane, the great Trevin Lane, with a $10 super chat. Hey, Trevin, it's good to see you. He says, hail DC panel and chat. They revealed the next God of War game, and it follows Freya, Kratos' wife, and fills in how she met him, and they uplifted her and made her a strong female character. Interesting. Hail to you, Trevin Lane. Well, sir, I have not seen that promotional bit or whatever they've got of it, so don't have a whole lot to say about it. I hope it's not as DEI as it sounds. We'll see. If it is, then they'll be punished for it. Absolutely.
Well, Sweet Baby Inc. is involved in that one too. So
are they?
Yep.
Then it's dead. It's DOA. It's done. It's already done before it even has a chance to begin. When are these dumb shits going to learn? I have no idea. How many of these studios have to go extinct? Because game companies go under. When their games bomb, they don't have the deep pockets of these Hollywood studios. They spent years developing this crap, and when gamers shit all over it because it's woke, they tend to go under. People get fired. So have at it, dumb shits. Have at it. Work with Sweet Baby Inc. all you want to. Oh gosh, they should change their name to Sweet Baby Red Inc. That would be a little more truth in advertising, I think. Sigvaldison with a $10 super chat. The high priest of the cult of Harvey. Doomcock will not read this himself because he's small-minded and petty. But I'll read this one from Sigvaldison. He says, Harvey Cthulhu thanks you all for watching Harvey Cthulhu Presents Pop Culture Breakdown, hosted by some tin-plated dictator with delusions of godhood. A Harvey Cthulhu production, TM. Thank you all for coming to my show. And back to you, Chet. Thanks a lot, asshole. You're welcome. Fucking Sigvaldison, I swear. Dude, I don't know. Nate Hausman has renewed his channel membership at the Doomantite level. Hail to you, Nate. It's good to see you, sir. Thank you for that. And SP4H has been an arch villain of mine for 11 months and is a wrench as well. And SP4H points out Amazon owns the rights to Stargate. So unfortunately, they can try again their way. It's already pre-rejected, SP4H. We will not indulge them. We will not watch their shit. Fuck them. That's that. It's done. Warachi with a $2 super chat. Hail to you, Warachi. Says this donation by Harvey Primo Frop from Lang. Frop from Lang. Sounds pretty good, Warachi. Hail to you, sir. I look forward to sampling that exotic fare. Hail to you, Warachi. Indeed, yes, sir. I think Harvey will be a handful after that. I'm a little worried. Dark Saber Force. It's been a channel member 41 months at the Doomantide level. Hail to you, Dark Saber Force. Says, Robert Downey Jr. says, YouTubers are not movie stars. While collecting a ridiculous paycheck and spoiled attitude, Markiplier and Kane Parsons laughs to the bank. I don't know why the fuck Robert Downey Jr. is talking like that. I don't know. These actors, yeah, I don't know. They're kind of crazy. Listen, as much as they're spending on Avengers Doomsday, they need every fucking pair of eyeballs that they can find. They really, really have set themselves a massive bar to even break even on that shit. They need to maybe rein in their actors to not, completely destroy the movie. Just an idea, just a thought, a humble thought from here at the center of the earth. Radioactive Actual with a $2 super chat says, DC, Odyssey was awesome back in 2001. Well, yeah, I mean, when they actually cast it, like, when it was actually like, it was supposed to be written and stuff. Yeah. Well, this one ain't gonna be. So, maybe dust off your DVD from 2001 and go watch a real Odyssey instead of succumbing to the curiosity of seeing this train wreck from Nolan. Royston S. Bailey with a $10 super chat. Hail to you, Royston. Says Bezos is a classic nerd who wants to be in with the cool kids. He's going to continue to throw billions into Prime until he gets a hit show that's also woke. Spoiler, it will never happen. No, it won't. That ship has sailed. Woke is broke and always will be. We can smell it coming a mile away. It's not going to happen. So, hey, it's his money. You know, he can do whatever he wants with it. But we won't be there along the way with him. Not a fucking chance. All right, let's go ahead, I guess, and get back to where we were on the show. Hold on just a second here. And let's see, there we go. All righty. And let me see. I think so. Oh, yes. Andy Masterson has popped in. Andy, good to see you, buddy. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Good evening, everyone.
Good to see you, Andy. So, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, they are sadly predicting box office estimates that it's 27 million to 35 million opening weekend on a $170 million budget. Rotten Tomatoes has certified Masters of the Universe fresh, according to the critics that have reviewed it. And the themes that seem to be running through these reviews are saying it's a ridiculous amount of fun. It's more fun than it has any right to be. You know, they compare it to, you know, a toy commercial, but say that you know, it's lighthearted and, you know, fun. And you know, I don't know what to think. I mean, you know, I think that it's odd to have people like rejecting it out of hand just because critics have actually said that they like it. I mean, it sounds to me like Masters of the Universe is going to be the kind of movie that we've been asking for. Now, whether, you know, it works or not, whether it's, you know, woke or not, you can only tell when you've, you know, had some actual, you know, normal people see it. But I've been looking at the trailers. I've been looking at all this information. It looks kind of cool to me. I want to go see it. I'm excited to see it. I have my hopes up for it. Do I think it's going to be like, you know, profound? No. Do I hope that it's just going to be really entertaining and maybe, you know, capture some of the spirit of old Star Wars with, you know, laughs and, you know, fun and you know, some swashbuckling and some, you know, loving, you know, homage to the original cartoons. That's what I hope. I don't know. You know, people are pointing out, you know, the same old thing about, you know, the race swap and, you know, and showing that he, him, you know, nameplate. I don't know what to think, but I'm going to make up my own mind. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to review it for you folks because I'm not going to be dissuaded. Look, has it ever occurred to you guys out there in the audience that, you know, one of the techniques that woke might use to torpedo movies and shows that are respectful to fans is to allege that it's woke, even if it's not? You ever heard of false flag operations? I mean, you know, yeah, you know, you had the nameplate, you know, he, him, but that's probably a joke. He, man, it could be like an homage and a joke, but it could also be like horribly woke. I don't know, but I suspect it may be the kind of movie that we've been wanting to see, and if so, I fucking want to see it. And it occurs to me, if it is the kind of movie that we want to see, then these people, certain people, would hate it and want it to fucking fail. So I just want to go around and ask you guys, because I mean, that's what the reviews are saying. It's a lot of fun. They keep saying it's fun. Fun is what we've been starved of all these years in Hollywood. I just want to go around and see if anybody, you know, what do you guys think, Gary?
Well, there's a lot more than just the he, him name tag that was, you know, throwing red flags to me.
But we don't know yet. We don't know.
But what I'm saying is, like you, I'm going to check it out, but I don't think it's going to be good.
Oh God, really?
I really don't. I'm already seeing. I'm seeing the signs, and I'm still going to check it out. I'm hopeful because when I was a kid, I had all the He-Man action figures and I watched all the cartoons. So I'm invested in it. I've got an emotional investment in it. I'm really sick of the whole single piano note in minor chord of the original theme of the show that we used to love now being a sad version of it. I'm really sick of that kind of garbage in trailers. I don't like the DEI bullshit that they pulled. They pulled some. It's obvious in the trailer. It looks really cool. It looks like it could be fun. It looks like it's got some great color. It's got some cool looking designs. Yeah, I'm cheering for it. Do I think it's gonna be good? No, but I'm gonna still root for it, and I'm gonna go see it.
I'm gonna go see it too, and but Michael Beacom was saying no sane film would say they're woke as a false flag. No, I'm saying if they weren't woke, then see, this was a thing. I was told this was a tactic that sometimes, woke activists will like Sweet Baby Inc., for example, like either you're gonna like take our services or we're gonna basically like spread it online that that you are woke anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't come from the film production. It would come from people looking to torpedo the film.
It comes from the trailer makers.
Well, possibly. But look, the nameplate seemed like a joke to me, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm not making any predictions. I'm just keeping an open mind. Rob, what do you think?
So I grew up with He-Man. We had all the toys, my brother and I, and we played with those action figures. And we played with our friends and we watched the cartoon and we read the storybooks. And I'm well versed in all the storylines from the Masters of the Universe, from the toy and from everything. I liked the 2000X series. I thought it was excellent. Hated the Kevin Smith stuff. I liked the 87 movie for its nostalgia. It was campy and hokey. So there's a baseline that I have going on it. This film looks fun and I like some of the characters. I'm concerned about some of the DEI stuff, just like Gary is, because
me
grew
too.
up
I am
a little bit. But the thought is, okay, I'm not going to get a purist storyline that's going to follow the stories I grew up with. I'm able to kind of accept that if it's fun. And to me, what looks fun is just the fact that they actually show him with Grayskull, the fact that they showed us a scene with him in Battle Cat, the fact that they showed him lifting up something and Tila actually acting like she's amazed with him, which is kind of cool, which is something we don't see every day in our woke world of movies. And then also they got a character that I love, Trapjaw, who looks badass in this. Now, am I concerned? Yeah, one of my favorite characters is Triclops, and I'm concerned about him a bit. Beastman looks a little bit off to me. Skeletor looks pretty awesome, though, and I've heard Jared Leto is pretty awesome in this. So I'm going to give it a fair shot, but I don't expect it to follow the lore and follow a story that I would like to see. But I expect it to be fun and something exciting that hopefully brings it back to something that can be shared and go through other generations. I'm expecting more of a Guardians of the Galaxy type feel of the movie. It's what I'm expecting.
Well, that would be great. I think that would be a lot of fun. We'll see, but I don't know. Heather, any feedback on this?
Yeah, I think it looks fun. I mean, I've seen all the trailers. I thought the visuals to all of it looks good. I'm going to go see it. Not a traditional He-Man fan, but definitely looking forward to go see it in the theater. I think that campaign that you're talking about, didn't that actually happen on a movie recently? And I think it was like Dungeons and Dragons, maybe. I can't remember for sure, but a lot of the media came out and said it was woke, and there were articles on it and comments, and then it turned out it wasn't woke at all, but it actually damaged the movie because people stayed away from it. And I feel like there was a lot of that on Superman too, where the press
they did it on Superman, and they did it also on X-Men 97.
Yeah, where they kept their questions were leading and trying to get the actors basically to give responses that made it seem woke. And it just, because one of the actors came back then, I think it was Superman, and was like, dude, it's just a movie. It doesn't mean anything like that. And so yeah, that definitely happens, and it's so easy to make people stay away from the theaters now. I mean, anything that looks woke or looks bad, negative comments, because people just don't go to movies like they used to, and there's people are constantly on X and on Instagram and on watching media, and so they hear all the negativity and they stay away. And so I'm afraid it might hurt the movie attendance, but I don't know. I don't think what I've seen doesn't look that woke. I think it looks fun, and I'm hoping it's pretty good.
I mean, they really have like done a whole lot to promote it, including the front of was it the Grauman's Chinese the built that replica. I mean, come on, that seems pretty respectful to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Doug. What is your take on it?
They brought Dolph Lundgren around as well.
Right. I mean, it seems
cool.
like they're reaching out to fans, and some of the criticism has been that it's just like cram packed with fan service. Like the critics have said, and it's like, well, sounds good to me. I don't know, Doug. What do you think?
A lot of it looks really great. The Eternia scenes, that's what everyone wants to see. My caution was that how much of this is on Earth and that kind of thing. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I don't really care to see Earth in a Masters of the Universe movie. But yeah, it's the same problem, is that if you have a whiff of wokeness, however unfair, it's lethal to your project. So you got to be careful about that. So far, a lot of people haven't. And of course, trailers can show you a really great film, and then the film is actually crap. Other trailers can make it look horrible, and the film's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. And this can happen, and these things, and that's unfortunate. I really don't know if it's too cutesy and jokey to a point. I think that that's going to be bothersome. And there's comparisons to Guardians of the Galaxy, and some people were saying like Thor Ragnarok, which I wasn't that big of a fan of.
Right. Yeah, it sucked.
But if it goes full Love and Thunder, it's dead. Oh, good God, you don't want to do that. So I just really don't know. There's parts of it I don't care for, but like I said, the Eternia scenes look really good. And the least of its problems is Jared Leto. It doesn't factor at all. His Skeletor looks like Skeletor. He doesn't look like Jared Leto. So I don't even think that's a factor here at all. So it's just a matter, if the comedy chokes out the story, then it's done.
Well, but the thing is, I was thinking about, people are saying, well, what if it's too jokey? What if it doesn't take it seriously? Well, what the fuck do you think Flash was?
Well,
Flash Gordon is the same thing. I mean, if it was funny and fun, what are we? All of a sudden it was stick up our ass? Because, I mean, it's He-Man.
But if it's trying to do it in between, a serious drama and something camp like Flash Gordon was, which I always go back to the 87 Master of the Universe movie. Had they gone full Flash Gordon on that, I think it would have been much better.
Right.
And actually taken place. I guess Flash Gordon had a little more money, so they could it all happens on Mongo, so that the movie could be on Eternia and all that, but they just didn't have the money for it, so they ended up at a convenience store or whatever that was. That kind of thing. So yeah, there's a way to do it. I'm not sure anyone around these days is capable of pulling that off now. But maybe this one will prove me wrong. But if it's trying to dance, because if you end up Thor: Love and Thunder, it's bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course. But if it's kind of like Flash, where they're having fun with it, then I think that's kind of
might
cool.
work. And I mean, sometimes there's things like this that can happen to where it's like you're a hardcore He-Man fan and you had a certain vision of what you wanted and you're not going to get it, and you're going to be disappointed. But the overall movie audience might like with what they produce. That it hasn't happened in a while,
right?
But it's possible that could happen. Uh-oh, do we lose Doom? Oh, there's
no.
back.
Here I am.
Okay.
I mean,
That's wrong.
I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
About this, but that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm still intrigued with it. I'll see it.
Yeah,
and,
I'm gonna see it,
and then we'll know. But I don't know.
Yeah,
you have to be cautious about everything anyway, because we've been burned how many times now?
Endlessly.
Yeah.
We're all well done. We're all well done at this point.
Charred.
Sean, anything you've thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It just like all other things, though. I'm kind of glad I'm not a diehard He-Man fan, because anytime you get a movie like this, the diehard people, you're never going to make them happy, because, like Doug was saying, it's not going to be what you want or expect. But I have a feeling, like, for kind of He-Man normies like me, I watched some of the cartoons as a kid, and I'm aware of the characters and stuff, and know the overall story. I think I'll be entertained. But like Doug said, I just hope it's not overly humorous. Because even the cartoon had humor. There were little jokey parts in it, but that's a hard balance to find. I just hope they don't go over the top with it. But even so, everything I'm hearing, the stuff on Earth is only for like 15 minutes, and then it takes us to eternity. And I have a feeling I'm going to come out relatively entertained, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Nick?
So I am a huge He-Man fan. It was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. And when this got announced and the cast got announced, I was like, ugh, God.
Right.
Not really excited. And then the trailer came out, and I was in. The trailer got me. Everything I've been seeing and hearing from people that have seen the movie already, which I know Andre from Midnight's Edge has done a review on it. I've not seen it yet, so I don't know what his thoughts were. But I'm pumped to see this. From what I'm hearing, the Earth stuff is basically the middle act. It's Eternia, Earth, and then back to Eternia for the whole rest of the film. So I think the Earth part, from a couple people I've heard, is probably the worst part of the movie. Little bit of fried cheese in there, but I mean, if you go back and watch the cartoon today, I mean, it doesn't hold up for today, honestly. And I'm a He-Man fan, and I love the cartoon as a kid, but it is super cheesy, very cringe. Same thing with Thundercats. When I go back and rewatch some of these childhood beloved shows that I loved growing up, they don't hold the same water for me at 47 that they did when I was 5.
Right.
So I mean, I'm sure that we're probably going to get some cheese and some comedy in there, and honestly I'm fine with it. I mean, that's kind of the whole show was kind of cheesy. So, but depending on how tasteful it's done, will really be the I mean, that's going to tell me a lot if I end up liking the movie or not, if it's done well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go see it Saturday. I'm sure we'll probably all talk about it next Wednesday night here. But yeah, I've not heard anything overly woke about it or anything like that. So yeah, I'm pumped. I'm excited to see this thing.
And yet so many people are convinced right now that it's woke.
Yeah,
I'm seeing all sorts of bad, negative feedback. Like, I posted a thing. I don't give a shit about box office predictions. I don't give a shit, about, people like impugning or maligning it as woke. I'm going to go see it for myself. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. And the responses were like, well, okay, good luck. Because, it's going to be so pathetically woke and everything. It's like, dude, I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in the trailer like you. I got real excited at the trailer.
Yeah. I mean, I can see somebody making an argument there with the casting thing, the casting stuff. But honestly, for He-Man, the casting choices don't really bother me. Idris Elba is a great actor. So I'm fine with him as Man at Arms. It doesn't bother me, and I'm a He-Man fan, and I hate woke crap, and I hate the whole race swapping. I mean, if I could pick and choose, would I rather have him be more like Man at Arms from the cartoon? Yeah, of course, but it's just not that big of a deal for me for this, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. And, I guess we're going to talk about it next week. And, hey, I'll call it like I see it. I just hope I'm going to have a fun time. That's what I hope. Andy, what have you got to say about this? And also, you said you had seen Andre's review.
Yes, I have seen Andre's review, and he has indeed compared it to Thor Ragnarok, which he did enjoy. But he's not a fan of this one. He said he's a huge Masters of the Universe fan, and there's a big thing with him growing up, that age group and stuff. And he said it was like a lot of they leaned into the memes that were made about this, so it's kind of like very tongue in cheek. And he said it just went a little too far for me, if I am perceiving his review right. To me, it looks like it could be fun. I'm not a huge Masters of the Universe fan, so I just might be the casual normie that thinks it's okay. I am optimistic in that I haven't seen anyone do, is this going to be the gayest He-Man ever? So right. That's a good sign, because that's usually, I think that guy that does that thing gets a cue from people to say that to these people for this one, so we can kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, know what I mean? And I haven't seen that, so I think that's probably a good thing. I think the Skeletor looks really, really good. I think keeping Jared Leto's face out of the picture is probably the best thing they can do.
100%.
It's funny because like he is a pretty guy. He's not like handsome. He's pretty. He's like he's with the long flowing hair. He's a little bit of a weirdo. He's got some stories about him out there, which notwithstanding, not a bad actor, but like he just seems to get on the Titanic a lot. And I'm hoping this one is actually a little bit of fun. After the disappointment look, Mandalorian Grogu was okay. It wasn't horrifying. It was like, but you end up right back in the same spot you were when you started the movie. It's like, it doesn't take you anywhere. It's like nothing advances the story. You're like, boom. Oh, guess what? We're waiting for another story about the mercenary and his little green buddy. And this looked like it could be some action and fun. I hope it is like that. I'm going in with no expectations, so I can hopefully have a good time with it if it's not terrible. I really don't mind so much with the the race swapping and stuff like that. At this point, it's just kind of like, it's another day that ends in Y, and it was another ginger that they swapped out. So I guess we can run that tally up a little bit. But Idris Elba is a great actor, and he should be a lot of fun with it. I guess on our, instead of having a tomato meter, we should have how much does Tom Connor's head explode from it, and then we'll know how good.
Well, he did like the last Superman movie, so
Yeah, I predict it's going to be on the scale from 1 to 10. It'll be a Marvin in the backseat head explosion.
Does it say dead franchise storage on my garage? Does it say dead franchise storage on my garage? Oh shit. Well, okay. Well, we'll see, folks. I really don't know. We'll see how it goes. But let's talk about Spider Noir here. I've kind of seen a whole lot of people really, really love this. Gary requested to go last on this one. I may actually go second to last on this one. I will say, I'll just chime in as things occur to me, but
why don't you go last? It's your show. You have the
last.
No.
You can go last. You can absolutely do it. But I found it very inconsistent. I found a lot of things in it that I had just kind of not woke problems really so much as just plausibility problems. You know, I never got the sense that that he had any chemistry whatsoever with the femme fatale singer chick. I wish they could have made up their minds in the script. Who the fuck does she actually love? Because I mean, it's just like, oh, I love you, Sand Guy. Oh, nah, I'm gonna run off with Spider Noir. No, I really love Sand. I mean, but it wasn't even like, you know, tortured like you know, Ingrid Bergman in Casablanca. It was more like whoever she's with. It was a Stephen Stills song. She just loves the one she's with. Who cares? You know, there was a lot of problems like that. But I'll go at the end and maybe chime in as we go. Let's go to Rob. Rob, what did you think of Spider Noir?
I thought it was all right. You know, the first couple episodes are really good. I think with the femme fatale, what you needed a scene where she was singing and dancing and he was reacting to her in more of a way. There's one scene with that, and it was okay, but he was right next to the bad guy and doing that. You needed him on his own reacting to her kind of separate from the story. So you show that he's really super into her right away. Because some of the things that happen in the beginning of the show that he does with her don't really match what would happen a few days later. And there's just a little bit of inconsistencies that I see. And perhaps you saw the same thing, Doom. I thought for the best part, I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. I love the fact that it's a throwback to all the 1930s and 40s movies, the film noir movies. I love all the lines. I love the fact that he's playing all the different characters and acting like Bogey does, and in like The Big Sleep and a couple other ones that Bogey's in, where he does different characters when he's trying to go undercover. So he does that really well. Some of the fight scenes are good. Some of the storyline is good, but I think my problem is that the Silvermane character is great, but he needed the mayor, the politician needed a little bit more spice. They dumped him down way too much to where I couldn't believe that he was much of a threat at all. And then the villains, Sandman was good. There's another guy that's really, really great. But the Electro guy just got annoying after a while.
Yeah, totally.
They needed to tone him back.
It's awful.
It just was annoying. I did like, you know, his secretary at first. I was like, okay, what is this? And then she began to grow on me a little bit. She did a couple of wise things that were basic that I thought were good. And it showed that there was more to her character, and I liked that. And then the reporter was a good character. I like that he was a friend to the guy, and he's a decent character. So they've got some decent base characters to work with. I had problems with kind of some of the beats of the story.
Yeah,
that bothered
100%.
me. But I saw all 8 episodes. For a large part, it's decent. It's just there's some storyline beats that unless I go into spoilers, which I don't want to do for you guys, but unless I go into spoilers, I'd have to spoil it for you, and I don't want to do that. So it's all right. It's got a base. We'll see what they do with it. So
yeah. I don't know. It was I gotta say, Nicolas Cage deserves a lot of credit, because there's some moments in there that are so fucking ballsy. He could be so mocked for the rest of his acting career for some of the shit he does in this thing. I mean, we're talking Shatner level Rocket Man type shit.
Oh yeah,
Nicolas Cage does, where he does where he's like strolling down the hall, twitching and trying to be spider-like. It's some of the weirdest fucking ballsy performance art Shatnerian shit I've seen since.
yeah.
I mean, it's fucked up. Heather, what do you think about this?
Okay, so I've only seen the first 4 episodes, and I have been liking it so far. I'm at the point in the story where I'm needing more to happen now. Like, I feel like they've been trying to build some mystery on the villains and why Spider-Man kind of gave up, and there's been like a lot of, I feel like, trying to be story development, but I'm ready to get some action and more happening. And based on what you guys are saying, I'm kind of concerned that that's not going to happen. I love his spider getup with like the leather long trench coat and hat, and I mean he looks so cool, but he's not in it enough. He's only been in it a couple times. I'm like, get him in that outfit, and whoever it is who's doing like the fight work looks really good in that. I don't think it's Nicolas Cage. Yeah, and the thing with the girl, the singer, like I didn't know so far 4 episodes in that they're trying to like develop that into a relationship or like they're in love. At the point the last episode, like she was kind of upset about Sandman and he was upset. So I thought it was like, you know, kind of a just a get drunk and screw moment in the kitchen. I didn't think like we're really like in love and I'm obsessed with her kind of thing. So I don't really buy that as a relationship. Some of the shots look so cool, like the up the building when they slowly go up and then end up on the roof, or like some where he's fallen off and they show him like top down. And so some of it, I mean, just looks cool, like stuff he's doing, him in the suit. But I'm like, yeah, it's kind of dragging now. Like let's get some story going. So kind of bummed by what you guys are saying, because I did like it and was hoping it was going to pick up the pace a little bit. And I'm going to watch the rest and see. But yeah, I'm mixed.
Kind of working on my impression of Spider Noir. I'm trying to get on it. I was trying to figure out how to sound as weird as Nick Cage.
Cotton, put some cotton in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Doug, what did you think about this show?
It was all right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I see what you're saying about the romance, and I can agree that it comes across as a bit rushed in how they handled it. And it's like, well, I mean, I guess at the position he's in now, when he first sees her, it's obvious he's immediately attracted to her and that sort of thing. And it probably could have been handled in a more subtle way, but they want to get it to, I don't want to spoil the plot and all this stuff about what happens down the road. And that's basically for the point of it, is for that moment to happen. But yeah, I it is a bit much. It's like, you fell for that, and stuff like that, but overall, this is one of those cases. Does the stupid outweigh the good? I don't think so. I think the good outweighs the stupid. And obviously the setting, which I'm totally into, and all that sort of stuff. And like Heather was saying, there's a lot of great shots in there. The Electro guy who isn't Electro, they couldn't use the name, so they used some Electro knockoff from the 90s called Megawatt.
Yeah.
Okay. But we know he's Electro, come on. But anyway, he didn't really bother me that much. I knew there had to be the over nasty guy who ruins everything. But the main thing of his first confrontation with Spider, the Spider, it's not very spectacular, it's kind of, but I mean, they're kind of emphasizing he's really old and he's unable to keep up and that kind of thing. There was also an inconsistency. What exactly is the length of his powers? For a bit it seems like, well, he can stick to walls and shoot webs, and because it seems like and other times he's really super strong. So I don't know.
A problem. Exactly.
Yeah. So a lot of that is like, well, I guess because he's aging and he's older and it fails him sometimes. And then, but he needed to make that and spell that out a bit more clearer there, especially, sometimes he's having troubles after being so badly beaten and whatnot, and that kind of thing. So I guess it's there, but I don't know if it was enough. But other than that, a lot of it, I had fun with it. The theme song's a little too modern for what it's supposed to be. And I guess it is best to watch it in black and white. I watched either or episode, the first episode, watched it in color. The second episode, watched it in black and white. and it does look better, especially for Nicolas Cage's age. He looks better in black and white. Playing this guy. It doesn't show up as much in black and white. It really complements it.
The hair dye isn't as apparent, huh?
Yeah. So even though that's part of the story, is that his heyday is long past him and all that sort of stuff. So, the romance, it comes across with, like I said, if there could have been a way to handle that more subtly, it's just like his suddenly abundance of excitement of like, wow, I haven't felt like this in a long time, and that kind of thing. Yeah, but just, man, you just have to accept that he's really stupid.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, it's not just that, dude. She's like, so hung up on the Sandman
her
character,
thing.
and then just, okay, I'll run off with Spider Noir. I'll just go ahead and well, fuck it. But then no, and then
have you ever gotten with a girl who you think is
terrible?
Have you ever gotten with a girl who seems to be into you and you find out she's mad at her boyfriend?
Not to where she's like prepared to just run
only every
off.
Fucking week.
Yeah, exactly.
She's prepared to run off and just leave everything and forget all of no.
It's not just that. It's her interaction with the doctor where she's willing to give them the information so quickly and so easily. That bothered me too.
Yeah, let's not get too specific.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's that doesn't work for me at all. There is no romance in this thing because I never bought that there was any kind of actual human feelings there. They were, whoever was in love because the plot said they were in love. I never saw any sincere acting or script or context that actually made me believe that there's any kind of sincere relationship going on here. And a femme fatale in a thing like this is really important. And in that I would say indisputably it fails because the femme fatale element of it is not there. But I will say it is fun. And Nicolas Cage is a riot. He's a lot of fun. He's unbelievably weird in the role. Unbelievably weird. Just, and there's just a lot to say, that's positive. But I tell you, when on one hand, he's so puny that he can get roughed up by normal guys, and on the next scene, he's ripping a car door off of a car by the web. That's a big fucking problem. That's a big fucking problem. Sean, what do you think?
Well, like Heather, I've only seen the first 4 and I've enjoyed them so far. So it sounds to me like I'm going to go into the final 4 and just say, okay, I'm going to appreciate the things I can and not expect too much. And I'll probably come out saying like, Doug, it's all right. But yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying Nicolas Cage. Like you said, he's the perfect casting for this. The outfit is super cool. And I've been watching it in black and white, and so far I love the shots, the cinematography, the lighting. I did see some some behind the scenes stuff, and they were saying they did light this intentionally to look like that. So it seems like they put the effort into it, and that to me is probably, at least they're trying to show some respect for the genre and show us something new. So I'm going to go in it and try not to be too downy dumps about it. So hopefully I'll come away thinking it was okay.
Well, I hope so. I mean, it's certainly a lot of people love it, and I've had fun with it, but I guess my trajectory has been downward. Like the first 2 episodes, I was absolutely high as a kite on the thing. I was like, holy shit, this is out fucking standing. I love it. Second 2 episodes, I was like, well, yeah, it's good. I mean, this is good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I really love it. Next 3 episodes, I was like, I lost a lot of enthusiasm over the last half of it, basically. Nick, have you seen it at all?
I have not started it yet. I've been freaking slammed with work crap. Work's been insane here lately, but I have not started it. I was going to try to start it this last week, but I never got around to it. So I'm gonna try again at some point in time probably this weekend. So all the episodes are out, right? They dropped the whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they
Okay.
did.
Yeah, so I'll binge it at some point in time, hopefully this week. But I've literally have heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, it's getting very, very well regarded. I hate to be, raining on anyone's parade or anything. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. So I really was so enthused about it and high on it after the first, 3 episodes or so, and it started going downhill for me. But other people disagree, and that's totally cool. Andy, what do you think?
I think you guys are being very unfair. Nicolas Cage is getting a little bit older. Maybe he needs a little red and blue pill to help his little spider powers get back up to where they should be. I'm up to episode 4. I've enjoyed it so far. Yeah, there's some things in there that are very inconsistent. Performances I like. I think Brendan Gleeson's great as Silvermane. Nicolas Cage is great as Nicolas Cage. He's the only one that could probably play this part. I've enjoyed everything so far. Yeah, there's a bunch of things that I'm hoping get answered. The secretary who's kind of harping on him, the Robbie Robertson characters sort of harping on him a little bit. I am familiar with some of the other names of the characters, like Lonnie Lincoln is actually Tombstone, which is a rival of Robbie Robertson in the comics. It's neat to see them there, even though they're not in the actual roles. I'm happy to see that the lounge singer there didn't say that she really hates sand because it gets everywhere. Gritty and irritating. So she loves him enough to put up with that. So that's God only knows what kind of KY they had back there in the 30s, but hopefully it worked.
Oh, no.
But I'm kind of disappointed. You guys are saying it kind of really goes downhill because I was liking it up until this point. I'm not taking it very seriously. I really don't care too much about the inconsistencies in period piece and stuff like that, because I'm kind of just like not that invested in it. I'm just kind of enjoying it for what it is. It's like I would probably be more offended if they were trying to make this a mainstream, like real depiction of Spider-Man, but they're not. So I can kind of take it with a grain of salt and enjoy it a little bit. I think it's I'm hoping they don't do season 2. I'd like to see it just be a one-off. I'm hoping they just kind of like leave it there and just like put it out there and just like a thing you can check out if you want to, like almost like an episode of Twilight Zone, the Spider-Man Twilight Zone thing, and just leave it be. I'm sure somebody will try to milk it. I know Amy Pascal is involved, and she kind of shoehorned herself into anything Spider-Man related in Sony. She gets some kind of credit for. So I'm sure she'll go in there and put her Medusa touch on things and screw it up a little bit. But overall, I'm enjoying it. I think it is fun. It's neat to me looking. I've been watching it in black and white. Watching the whole Spider-Man effect swinging through New York back in the 30s is pretty cool to me. It's a neat look, and kind of seeing how people would react to like superpowered people back in that point. When we got into regular Marvel comics, you had like comic book stuff and you had Superman, but like you didn't see any kind of like freaky stuff, like people with funky skin and stuff like that until I think that came out later in the Silver Age of comics. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so much so far. But will I rewatch it? Probably not. But so far, I am entertained.
All right, well, fair enough. Yeah, so like I think I got in most of my points. I think it looks good. I think it's uneven in its pace. I really like Nicolas Cage. He's the best part of it for me. Also, the reporter, Robbie Robertson, that character is a very good character, very strong character, very likable guy. So I like them together. I think the super villains leave a lot to be desired for me, and the femme fatale, like I said, just inadequate. I don't get any chemistry between her and Nick Cage, or her and Sand Guy. It just feels very flat to me and unrealistic. And yeah, so Gary, go ahead and let us know what you thought about it, dude.
Well, this show, this season has a budget of $400 million, and it looks fucking incredible, you guys. It really, really looks good. I mean, the color is amazing, which is something that we don't see very often now. You guys are watching it in black and white. That's cool, but I mean, really, the color is brilliant. It's a real beautiful world that they created in the show. Yes. You know, the details that are carved out in the show are in the set, the design, the period props and sets and the location. Really, it's something to be celebrated. I stopped at about the third episode. To sum it up, this really is the Dial of Destiny formula. Nicolas Cage is old, tired, beat up, Spider-Man, who we barely see as the Spider character. He's apologetic, he's whiny, he's broken. His secretary treats him like shit. His friend treats him like shit. Everybody in the show who isn't white treats him like shit, absolute shit. They're condescending to him constantly. There's so much evidence of it, it's ridiculous. It's literally that same formula. There's the acting is just terrible. I compare these noir movies to a movie like Chinatown, and I know that Nicolas Cage is older than Jack Nicholson was in that movie, but I mean, Jack Nicholson's the perfect hard-nosed detective. He really is to me. And I mean, he's tough in that movie. He beats the shit out of people. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't take shit from anybody. And that's like the opposite of Nicolas Cage. And Doom, you were right. There's some Shatnerian bullshit that he's pulling in this show. And it's so bad. I mean, he's doing this is like Kirk Lazarus, Tropic Thunder level of fucking acting that he's doing in the show. He's doing a fucking impression. Nicolas Cage is already doing an impression of James Stewart and Humphrey Bogart.
Yes.
And then on top of that impression, he starts doing Cagney. Well, hey, see, I'm going to tell you here, see.
Exactly.
It's that bad, guys. I'm not like exaggerating it to prove a point. It's that fucking bad. Well, see, I'm going to tell you, see, you're going to listen to me, see. Edward G. Robinson, he's throwing it all in there. Mm-hmm. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, like, he doesn't take it seriously at all. So, okay, I'm already having a hard time believing this show. There's a lot of details that were there's a few serious mistakes. The second episode decided to showcase the classic track by Bing Crosby, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Right? Pretty popular song. Anybody realize that song was not even produced until 10 years after the period of this movie?
No.
Neither did the production. If they're going to use music of in the future time period, why not use, fucking Billy Idol or Rick Astley? Really,
like in Willow.
That's a serious mistake. It sounds, they could say, oh, well, it's, it's subjective. No, it isn't, because you were close in the time period. You're too close, but you made a mistake. The CGI is cartoonish. The chase with the Ford, the Model Ts, it looked. I'm like, why don't you get a real fucking Model T or a fiberglass one and do a real chase? I mean, fucking Spielberg would have done that. You got $400 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The detective story is it's a joke. There's nothing to it. It's all talk, blah 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 blah. It's literally filler dialogue. There's nothing really going on. I mean, remember detective stories where these guys would detect?
Yeah,
they'd be going around and they'd be, like Nicholson's looking in the river, and he's looking at the the drain, and the water comes out, and he's like, where the fuck did this come from? And they're dragging a dead body up the river, and the dialogue in those movies is great. Well, where's Mulray? I'd like to talk to him. Oh, you want to talk to him, huh? He's down there. Boom, cut to him being yanked up a dead body. It's shocking.
Yep.
This movie, this show, they sit and they'll say 4 paragraphs about something and then barely show you anything. There's no action. There's not really any story. It's just them talking. I mean, it's really like there's nothing happening in the show. I'm 3 hours into it.
Yeah.
Where's the spider? Where's the action? This is a comic book movie. It's supposed to be action, adventure. I get that, they've got this great environment that they built. This is what's so frustrating about this show. They spent $400 million on this show. They've got a great looking show. They've got a possibly great act. They've got a couple of great actors. Gleason's good. You can barely understand what he's saying, but that's okay. He's still good. It's nice to see Lucas Haas in there. I mean, that weird, nerdy little strange kid from all those 80s movies. He's in this as a gangster. It's nice to see him. And there's actual movie stars in this show. But, I mean, it's very uninteresting. They're not really getting to anything. And I can't do it anymore, man. I just can't. The DEI bullshit makes me sick. And the thing is like they've got these little scenes where the reporter, the black guy, he goes into the office to get his job back, and some white secretary walks in and looks at him like, ugh, disgusted, because there's a black man in the room or some bullshit, instigating racism, right? But yet it's perfectly fine to not have a realistic 1930s time period when the whole cast is diverse, except when we show the squad of police that come in and beat the crap out of all the homeless people living in the alleyway, not one of them was diverse. They're all, evil white men.
Right.
I'm tired of this shit. And I'm tired of people saying that it's not a big deal, because it fucking is. They can't make up their mind. They want it one way, but they want it a little bit the other, and they still don't know what they're doing. This is full of DEI bullshit.
Yeah.
Total bullshit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of little backdoor excuses as to why it's not okay for people to say, to call it out. And that was my biggest problem with this show. Because, and that's what makes it hard. That's what makes me kind of angry about it, is because I really want it to be good. I think it looks great. I think they had a lot of great things going for it. But I can't do it anymore, man.
No, I hear you, dude. And I mean,
it really, it's nauseating.
I agree with you. I agree with pretty much everything you said. I mean, these were the kind of feelings that I was having as it progressed. As kind of the goodwill wore off, and I started seeing this stuff. And that scene in the alley with the police really brought it home, because I got really kind of disgusted at that point, because okay, at the start of it, there was a lot of diversity in the cast, and I'm like, okay, it's a alternate universe. Maybe racism hasn't been as much of a problem, because you've got this very fancy reporter who is of color, and and the saying, it's like, okay, good, so this is not going to be a big deal here. We're just going to go ahead and have a diverse cast, and it's an alternate universe, and we don't have those problems. But then, nope, sure enough, we got to go ahead and bring in all this like bullshit, about, I don't want to work for a white man. I think he says at one point, and and there's all this nastiness, and suddenly, all of a sudden, everyone's noticing the reporter's color, where before it wasn't a big deal, and it's like, okay, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways, and I really found that disturbing. And you're right. I mean, there's, when you think about what story there's almost no story. It's really, really thin.
Right. I mean, I'm imagining Nicolas Cage like he's being berated by his secretary, and I'm like, okay, I get that. And what I would have liked was the secretary was tolerating his shit and then got to a point where she couldn't tolerate it anymore. And then the audience roots for her.
Right.
You know, because then she's justified. Look, I can't do this anymore. I've got to quit. And then he feels bad because he knows he let his secretary down.
They do some of that later on, Gary.
A little bit more like J.J. Gittes, where he's willing to kick some ass. And he's not going to take any shit from anybody. Well, that's part of the 30s detective.
Yeah.
You know, they get their asses beat and they kick some ass.
Yeah.
You know?
They do a little bit more of the secretary stuff later on.
There's a real alcoholic kind of disparity to noir.
Yeah.
You know? These people are deeply troubled. And I don't see any of that in this. I see this kind of two-dimensional performance of what they think noir is. Noir is noir is an attitude. It's very dry. It's very sarcastic. It's very borderline depressing sometimes, because what happens in a noir movie is not a fucking happy ending. Now, I'm not saying it has to be Chinatown, but it should be a little bit more like that, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's part of the disjointment that I mentioned earlier. Is like, Gary, you get a little bit of that, but that's towards the end, which I felt like some of those scenes should have been towards the beginning, so that you get a better idea of who this guy is and how he's treating his secretary. Because at first I didn't really like her at all until like towards the middle, towards the end.
All she does is sass him. And then when she finally gets what she's been complaining about, which is money, she still gives him shit.
Yeah.
So I
sounds like a woman to me.
Like, there's no pleasing this woman. You know, big surprise. There's no pleasing her. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. You have to. There has to be reasonable. There has to be moments in a character arc. You know, you can't just be pissed off all the time. Then people don't even want to watch the show anymore. You know.
All right, Gary's making me question whether I want to start this thing now.
Yeah, he's making me question it too.
I think it's a waste of time. Unfortunately,
I agree with him. I agree with what
literally. I haven't heard anything bad about it. This is the first time I've heard anybody talk negative about the show. But to be fair, I haven't been doing a ton of going out and finding people's reactions and thoughts on it. I've only seen a couple.
Well, I honestly, I can't say I disagree. It had woefully little action in the costume, Doug.
That's very lacking.
Yes.
It's lacking in quite a few things. It's like to Gary's point about the purpose of noir and it doesn't have the necessary depth for what it suggests. No. It does have its suggestions there. He's a broken man. He lost the woman he loves and all that sort of. He's still broken about it and all that sort of thing. And that's the jumping off point as the show starts, and all of that there. But do they bring it enough there for the total depth for it? The secretary relationship is, it's resolved throughout, but they take time getting there, and there's, and a lot of this goes with the obvious DEI stuff. Is this sort of thing, like I said, it irradiates the landscape so that when you see any of it, it's hard to watch the show at this point, even when it's not necessarily fair. Robbie Robertson's always black. Tombstone was always black. The scene, I didn't really take it that way, where the secretary just looks at him because he's already got a bad reputation at the newspaper because he's already been fired because he's a failed reporter. And now he's trying to get it back. And he's stumbled upon this story that's going to win him back his career, and which, okay, it happens there. I spoiled it, but but I mean, that's the setup there. Later on, yes, there's elements of that tossed in here through the show. Does it overwhelm it? Not for me, but like we've been flooded with this stuff for, I don't know, a decade now, that kind of thing. And so that's the problem with it. But also, does it succeed completely as a noir? Only in the trappings, because like Gary said, they're supposed to be very dark films. and there's things there that I have problems with. Look, people who choose, whatever their hard luck story is, but when they choose to be criminals, there should be consequences for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's feather.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I feel bad for the guy, but hey,
Yeah. No, I hear you, Doug.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes I think are a little bit better. Where it falls off is 5 and 6, and then it gets back where it should be in 7 and 8. And the ending's okay, but it's uneven as a story for me, and that's how I would describe it. It's got some good elements, but it's uneven.
Yeah,
and I think Doug would probably say the same thing, right? A little bit uneven.
Pretty much, yeah. It's uneven. It's like, oh my god, you guys are nuts. This is the greatest thing ever. No. No, there's some failure in there. That being said, it's probably the best Spider-Man project Sony has done in years.
Yeah,
everything they do is garbage. And this one, I'm like, well, and
another,
not the least of which there's an actual Spider-Man in it, but.
Well, it's better than Spider-Man Homecoming or Spider-Man the second one, whatever it was.
The MCU
so
movies,
I mean, we can agree on that.
Yeah.
So before we head over to Super Chats, I just want to wish a happy birthday to Mr. Eagle Flying. His birthday is tomorrow. And months ago, or maybe even a year ago, he had asked me to review. He wanted us to review Undercover Blues, which is a movie from, I think, 1991 that starred Kathleen Turner, Dennis Quaid, and Stanley Tucci as a Hispanic gangster guy named El Muerte. and the movie is as funny as that sounds. So for Mr. Eagle Flying, I'm going to go ahead and give a little review here of it for Mr. Eagle Flying. I enjoyed the hell out of it. My when you guys kind of rolled your eyes when I said, we should do it. And oh man, it's just silly. It's just silly. Yeah. Well, you know what? I was in the mood for a silly comedy this past weekend. And I watched it. I enjoyed every minute of it. Stanley Tucci as Muerte. Basically, the premise is that these two spies, Dennis Quaid and Kathleen Turner, play these married spies. They've had a baby, and they're going on vacation to New Orleans. Stanley Tucci, Muerte, tries to rob them, and he has a very thick accent, he's like, I am Muerte, and Dennis Quaid calls him Morty. And of course he gets his ass kicked, but his pride won't let him take it, so he keeps stalking them. He keeps trying to kill them. They keep beating the shit out of him. He's like Wile E. Coyote throughout the movie. It just gets funnier and funnier. It's like he pops up again and Morty, and then other hostile agents are opening fire on them, and he sends Morty in there a lot of times to take the heat. Idiot that he is. It's got a great cast. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's just goofy, good-natured shit. If you want something that's escapist and just really just old-fashioned comedy, guys, I would recommend Undercover Blues to you. I think it was fun. Have any of you guys seen it at all?
No,
I've not.
Mr. Eagle Flying sent me a DVD of it, and I just had a great time. Kathleen Turner is always great. Dennis Quaid was just completely not taking it seriously. It was just he's got this shit-eating grin on the whole movie. Nothing phases him. Nothing phases Kathleen Turner. They just kick ass and take names. It's a lot of fun. And that's coming from me because I hate movies with kids in it. I hate babies, but it didn't bother me at all. And actually, I think Alan Bergman, wrote it. And I think Alan Bergman is the guy that wrote The In-Laws, which is one of the absolute funniest movies ever made. It's kind of like just a feel-good kind of live-action cartoon in a sense. Fiona, what's her name? Fiona Apple? No. Who's the chick? Who is the chick in Mountains of the Moon? Fiona Shaw. She's in it. She's really kind of sexy in this one. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, I really recommend this. I want to thank Mr. Eagle Flying for shooting me this recommendation. Dude, you are awesome. I really, from the heart, enjoyed it. I don't really have anything bad at all to say about it. It was just, it's not serious. It's not a serious spy movie, but it's a fun spy movie. And God knows I have such a deficit of cinematic fun in my life. It made me happy on the weekend. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. So thank you, Mr. Eagle Flying. I recommend it to you guys. And y'all are cynical for not wanting us to take a look at it on the show. All right, folks, let's get to this. Let's see. Royston S. Bailey, $2 super chat says the Odyssey. Yes. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Or realize awful. Royston S. Bailey, awful. Hail to you. It's going to be odd. It's going to be awful. Kevin Wellborn with a $2 Australian super chat. Hail to you. Kelvin Wellborn says, can we have Matt Damon with the sheepskin? I think it'll be a loincloth sheepskin. Kevin Wellborn, at least judging from those GQ photos. Hail to you, Kelvin Wellborn. Israel R has been a channel member for 27 months at the Doomantite level. Hail to the great Israel R. He says, hail DC. Been watching both versions of Spider Noir, and it's a slow burn. Not perfect, but I'm enjoying it. Hashtag Doomcock was right. Cheers and God bless. God bless you, Israel R. Hail to you, sir, and God bless. Israel R also gifted 5 Overlord DVD memberships to this channel. Thank you very much, Israel R. It's always good to see you, brother. Warachi with a $2 super chat. Hail to you, Warachi says, are we blinded by Damon? Deploy the like button. Yes, lick the like button if you are enjoying the show. Thank you very, very much, Warachi, and God bless you, sir. Royston S. Bailey with a $2 super chat points out Nolan's next project will be the Illyglad. The Illyglad, as in glad, the activist organization. I think you're onto something there, Royston S. Bailey. I think you may have indeed hit the nail on the head. Israel R with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Israel R says, I'm worried about He-Man. I wanted to give it a shot, but now I'm worried. Thoughts? God bless. Actually, I think we gave you our thoughts on that, Israel R, in this last segment. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give it a shot. If I had seen any clear indications that this thing was woke, I would give it a hard pass. But I don't know. I think it's worth a shot, Israel R. I tell you what, I will see it. I will do a review of it, and then you can decide for yourself. You know how I am. You know that I take this seriously. If I tell you it's pretty good, it probably is. You'll probably agree with me. If there's any crap in there, I will definitely call it out. Now, bear in mind, I am not a diehard He-Man fan. I don't know the lore, like the back of my hand or anything, but I'll give you at least a two-pronged review. One, is there woke bullshit in it? And two, is it entertaining? I'll let you guys know. In my opinion, anyway. Kurt James with a $5 super chat. Hail to you, Kurt. He says, hail, Doomcock. Hail, Gary, Rob, Heather, Doug, and Sean. Hail to the chat and wrenches. Tuner with Dustin Hoffman and Jean Reno was a brutal blast. Tuner. I don't know what this is. Kurt James. I don't know what that is. Tuner with Dustin Hoffman and Jean Reno was a brutal blast. I don't know what that is. Hail to you, Kurt James. Thank you, sir. Maybe you can explain in the chat. Royston S. Bailey with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Royston S. Bailey says 5 indie horror films cracked the U.S. top 10 box office in several months. Start of an indie film renaissance. Horror comes first, cheaper to make. Yeah, well, I love horror films. I love indie films. I'm glad to see that somehow by kind of scraping the bottom of the genre barrel in terms of what's easy to mass produce, some artists are making a difference and an impact at the box office. Shit, you may have to return to our roots of exploitation and grindhouse and horror to get back to art films eventually. Hail to you, Royston S. Bailey. I think that's very, very encouraging stuff. Kurt James with a $10 super chat and a $5 super chat, 2 in a row. Thank you, Kurt James. He says, Doug nailed it. Luke and Baby Yoda off screen with Mando kicking ass as the space cowboy. They should have ended it with Sebastian Stan as Luke and a cameo with Gina Carano as Cara Dune. What the fuck? Kurt, I can't believe they didn't have a big cameo in there. I can't believe that they didn't put Luke in there, that they didn't have, Gina Carano in there somewhere and negotiate, do whatever they had to do to get her in there. Something, anything to stir a little bit of life and interest in that shit. Just devoid of anything that's fascinating. Terrible, terrible mistake. And Kurt James also adds with a $5 super chat, X2, Nick, Disney killed the Golden Goose. Missed Luke, Leia, and Han reunion, inserted idiotic woke characters, misused Baby Yoda. Inexcusable. Kurt, you're right, dude. What can I say? You're right, and you're right. Radioactive Actual with a $5 super chat. Hail to you, Radioactive Actual, says DC, if Sean gets Grogu the teenage years, does that mean we get Grogu's risky business? I'm going to throw up. I'm just going to throw up right now. This whole Grogu the teenage years, Grogu's risky business. If they do this, Sean, it's your fault. And I will not forgive. Let's hope they don't. I'd hate to call you to account for these ideas, planting these seeds of disgust and disgrace in the already salted soil that is Star Wars.
Where'd all the Kleenex go?
Yes, sir. And Kurt James says, Tuner is in theaters now, a heist movie. Thank you, Kurt James. I had not even heard of it. So he's saying it was good. Well, shit, maybe we should take a look at it. Michael Beacom with a $20 super chat. Hail, Michael. Michael Beacom, ladies and gentlemen. He says, I saw Pressure. It is about D-Day and about masculine energy. Ike demands a no-go from his weatherman who gets told of a personal tragedy mid-presentation and has to suck it up and do his job anyway. That's a man. Thank you, Michael. Very kind of you. This $20 super chat. Pressure about D-Day, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Beacom is saying it's good.
Yes, it is.
Really? You've seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I did a review for it. I saw it this past weekend. It's a good movie.
All right, folks. So Pressure, go and check it out. Sounds good. Tycho TMA1. Been a channel member 58 months now. Thank you, Tycho. Says, cautiously optimistic for ACB. Bamco is going woke. Is it AC8 or is it ACB? I'm not sure. What is that, Tycho TMA? What is that? Can you elaborate in the chat? I'm not sure I understood what point you were making. What is AC8? Ace Control, Ace Combat 8. Okay, thank you, Tycho TMA1. That's a game. That's a game, folks. Yeah, that's the one that Paula Veter Gamer mentioned earlier in the chat. Thank you very much, Tycho TMA1. And John Edgar has been a channel member 58 months now. Hail to you, John. He says, opportunity missed. The name plaque in the trailer should have said he/man. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. That would have been pretty cool. I would have liked that. Hail to you, John Edgar. My pronouns are he and man. That would have been fucking good. They should have done that. Kurt James with a $5 super chat. Hail to you, Kurt, again. He says, the He-Man visuals all look amazing, but Gary Ambrosia is right. Hollywood has fucked us at every turn, every opportunity. I'm hopeful too, but... And then he trails off. I know. I understand, dude. Listen, nobody's been more pissed off about this shit than I have. I'm just hoping that this is not something that we have to worry about. I'm hoping that, what we see in the trailer is what we get in the film. Knock wood. I hope. All right. I tell you what, folks, why don't we go ahead and get to the movie we love this week? What do you say? You want to talk about a little War of the Worlds? All right, folks. War of the Worlds, ladies and gentlemen. This is the George Pal movie from back in, I think it was 53, perhaps. Let's go ahead and let me see if I can pull up the visuals here. Gary Ambrosia, you have seen this film before. I assume that you love it. What are your notes on this one, sir?
You guys hear that?
Yeah, I hear it.
What the hell? Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Run for the hills.
I love this movie, you guys. I really do. I first saw this when I was a little kid, and it was quite scary. But there's some interesting notes on here, so let's go ahead and jump into this.
All right.
You are correct, Doom, 1953. The War of the Worlds, number 28 on AFI's 100 of the best films ever made, but what the hell do they know? Starring a whole cast of people who felt science fiction was beneath their talent. Ooh, that's not a joke. Produced by George Pal, directed by Byron Haskin, made for $2 million and bringing in $4.36 million during its worldwide box office release, so it was a hit. In 1924, Cecil B. DeMille convinced head of Paramount Pictures Jesse Lasky to purchase the movie rights to the 1898 novel War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, with the intention to direct the film. Around this time, Frank Wells, the son of the author, expressed an interest in producing his father's book into a movie. Unfortunately, Frank was informed by his father that he had just sold the rights away. Strangely enough, Frank was not the only interested party. Around 10 years later, Cecil B. DeMille had finally given up in making the film. However, German director Sergei Einstein, as well as the master of suspense himself, Alfred Hitchcock, both expressed interest to Wells in making the book into a movie. Again, they were told that the rights were already secured by Paramount, and Wells also presented the idea that the film was a period piece and could not be brought up to date as it was. Then in 1938, broadcasting on CBS Radio, the Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater on the Air presented his version of the science fiction novel in not only an up-to-date fashion, but in a style so unique that it would cause nationwide chaos and mass hysteria. Sometime around 1950, the father of movie monsters Ray Harryhausen had approached Jesse Lasky with the interest of making War of the Worlds, and even went so far as to create a stop-motion animation test of the octopus-like Martian emerging from a saucer. Have you guys seen that?
No.
It's on YouTube. Check it out after the show.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's great.
Very cool. Yeah. Harryhausen, who was given his big break by George Pal on Puppetoons, took his 16mm sample to the producers at Paramount. However, for one reason or another, his efforts were rejected. The 1950s saw the era of advanced rocketry and the beginning of UFO culture, which made this decade the perfect time to launch the science fiction age of Hollywood. The father of Hollywood science fiction, George Pal, who had just completed Destination Moon, finally had a modernized script for War of the Worlds, which was now set in post-World War II and current Cold War era of the United States, and it was time to bring it to the studio for the green light. Pal presented the script to Don Hartman, new head of Paramount. Hartman took one look at it and said, "Oh, I know where this belongs," and tossed the script in the trash. Wow. Pal was infuriated so much that he leapt over Hartman's desk and grabbed him by the lapels, berating the executive with the intention of choking him to death. It took Frank Freeman Sr., the president of Paramount Pictures, to break up the fight. Freeman then proceeded to give George Pal and War of the Worlds a blank check and a green light to go into production nearly 30 years after Paramount first bought the property and since trapped in development hell. See, that's all you have to do when you want to get the green light, folks. You just jump over the desk and threaten to beat the shit out of the executive telling you don't really do that. That's not real advice. That's a joke.
No, that's not.
First assistant director Michael Moore. No, not that fat slob who makes those shitty documentaries. This is a different guy. Recalls traveling to Phoenix, Arizona, where the production had the full cooperation of the Arizona National Guard to film their war games. This included Willys Jeeps, GMC heavy trucks, and Sherman tanks, all practicing maneuvers in the rain and mud. Actors Gene Barry and Ann Robinson had to run and dodge through the troops and their various vehicles, as they were not going to stop for anyone but their commanding officer. For the battle scenes, giant towers were built to drop hundreds of tons of wreckage and debris on top of stunt actors, not all at one time, of course, giving the illusion that pieces of buildings, etc., were dropping from the sky. For the location shoots in downtown Los Angeles, the production would shoot on Sundays due to everyone being in church and the stores being closed, which created a desolate and empty look in a major metropolitan area. While on location in Corona, California, a few simple scenes turned into an actual emergency. The production strategically set certain fires, which quickly escalated out of control and nearly burned down the entire town, all the while being captured on camera. Some of this footage is seen in the final film, and George Powell admitted that they were lucky that no one was hurt and the production wasn't sued into complete collapse. Wow. The entire film was shot on a 3-strip Technicolor process. The cameras, which were the size of a human being, would shoot 3 separate black and white rolls of film in each single take. Even though the film itself was not in color, each of these film strips were chemically balanced for red, green, and blue information. These strips were printed in negative monochromatic colors of the balance of their own balance: magenta for green, cyan for red, and yellow for blue. And when all 3 strips of translucent celluloid were pressed together, the result was a vibrant, saturated, and fade-resistant full-color image that defined the golden age of cinema. That was a new thing. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Man.
They shot
incredible.
3 strips of film to make one take.
Really?
And it's black and white. They shoot this special film. It basically registers. Hello. It basically registers certain wavelengths over black and white. Then they process each strip in the negative color that it was shot, which brings out the reds, the blues, and the greens, how they were intended to be shown. They merge the 3 pieces of film together onto one, and then they print it.
Wow.
And apparently, this movie, up until 2018, had not been properly remastered because they were using copies of just the single cell print, which looked, faded over time. But they had DVDs and Blu-ray releases, but it wasn't until 2018 that somebody actually grabbed the original 3-strip process negatives, reprocessed a new print from those, and ironically, the 3-strip process hid the wires better on the spaceships.
Oh man!
So in the new 4K release or whatever it is, I don't know if it's 4K, but the newer release in 2018, you can't see the wires. But apparently on every other release, everybody always complains that you can. I don't know.
It's incredibly beautiful.
Very, very interesting.
Beautiful color.
Yeah, the deep saturation of color. That's how they got it. Apparently, it is estimated. Do we have slides still?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. It is estimated that 3/4 of the film's $2 million budget were spent solely on special effects. Art director Albert Nozaki was the designer of the Martian creatures as well as the Martian war machine. Charlie Gamora, a Hollywood makeup artist who was famous for his gorilla and ape suits, created the Martian based on Nozaki's design. The first Martian that was built was way too big. This was not discovered until it was brought on set. George Powell told Gamora that he needed a smaller creature and quickly. This caused the makeup artist to spend the evening building an entirely new and smaller Martian creature with the assistance of his daughter, Diana. It was constructed of paper mache, chicken wire, and plaster bandage. Wow. The smaller version's skin was simply the recycled latex from the larger model, which ironically created a more realistic look for the creature than originally intended. Now that the creature was smaller, that meant that it was not large enough to accommodate the wiring, which lit the 3-color eye on the center of its face. To solve this problem, the veins were added to the top of its head, which effectively hid the wiring and allowed the puppeteer inside this, to be inside the smaller creature. Charlie Gamora built the creature with the back being completely open so that he could puppeteer it on set. In one night, the smaller Martian was completed and brought to set the next day, which was truly a Hollywood miracle.
Jeez.
According to Diana Gamora, who was just a teenager at the time when she was assisting her father in puppeteering the creature. It was literally falling apart during its only performance on set, and also claiming that if you look closely, you can see literally the bandages unfolding underneath the puppet.
Wow.
The scene which shows the dying Martian, the creature arm was animated by pumping air into its veins to simulate a pulse and then vacuuming out the air to show its death. That's kind of neat. I like that scene a lot, and I didn't know how they did that. It's very cool. It was George Pal's original intention to be faithful to H.G. Wells' description of the tripods. The three-legged miniature war machines were built and animated in traditional stop-motion medium, but they just couldn't be made to look proper. Opting out of the original tripod design from the Wells novel, Al Nazaki's war machines were based on the intimidating look of a manta ray and a cobra snake. The models spanned 2 feet in length and were fabricated out of real sheets of copper and were suspended by several wires. The wires doubled as a power supply for the electrical mechanisms contained inside the models, which powered the pulsing green lights and eye weapon. According to famous movie historian and prop collector Bob Burns, the eye ray effect was achieved by filming an acetylene torch blown from behind by a fan and matted over the shots of the ship hovering through the miniature city of Los Angeles. In a heartbreaking and rage-inducing turn of events, the original Martian war machines, being primarily built out of pure copper, were scrapped and given over to the Boy Scouts of America for a recycling fundraiser.
Oh, God.
The original models were all destroyed. In yet another unfortunate event, the film's special effects supervisor, Gordon Jennings, sadly passed away before the film's release without him ever being able to see the fruits of his labors or his ability to personally receive his Academy Award for this film.
Oh, man.
Isn't that something?
That's sad.
The sound effect for the Martian war machine was created by a musician setting up an electric guitar and amplifiers in a tiled bathroom. The musician cranked his amps up to 11, wet his fingers, and plucked a few strings of the guitar. The result is the eerie and menacing sound effect which emanates from the invading ships.
So the opening with Marty McFly is all BS. It should sound like that.
That's exactly what it should sound like, because these go to 11. George Pal originally intended the third act of the film to be shot in 3D. This ambitious endeavor, most likely due to the Technicolor 3-strip process, was scrapped, as it would have been a monumental undertaking to keep track of 6 separate strips of film for every single take, as opposed to 3.
Wow.
While shooting the farmhouse scene, Paramount executives arrived on set and ordered George Pal to make cuts due to the heavy budget of the film spiraling out of control. They decided that the farmhouse scene was unnecessary. However, Pal disagreed. He felt so strongly about the scene that he offered to cover the cost using his own salary, with the caveat that the studio would repay him should the film be a success. The situation worked out in George's favor, and the pivotal scene, which shows Gene Barry and Ann Robinson being hunted by the giant Martian eye, was kept in. Pal was also able to secure a shot of an actual atomic bomb being detonated, which not only lent an aura of authenticity to the film, but also pleased the studio executives because it was so cheap. How about that?
Wow.
It is rumored that because of his close friendship with animator Walter Lantz, the creator of Woody Woodpecker, George Pal gave Woody a cameo in every one of his films. That famous pecker is seen in the beginning of War of the Worlds during the arrival of the invaders, sitting perched on top of a tree. My final note, just days before shooting began, a major mistake was discovered. Because the rights to the original H.G. Wells novel were secured in the 1920s, the contract specifically stated that Paramount Pictures had the right to make a silent film based on the book. Seeing as this was the 1950s, that was just not going to work. A new agreement had been made with the Wells family, and thankfully it was done quickly so that the movie could be made with sound. Interesting, huh? Yeah, this is a groundbreaking movie. Definitely one of the. It was the first major invasion, movie in history, as far as I know. The ships are so the silhouette of those ships is just so memorable that they're, I mean, dudes buy little models of them, on eBay to this day. And this movie is what, 73 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this movie has a huge impact. It strays a little bit from the book. And apparently I didn't know this, but there was a sequel. There was a TV series made that was a direct sequel to this movie, where apparently Anne Robinson reprises her role in the film. And it's connected directly to this film.
Very cool.
Which I had no idea, which I'm interested in checking that out. But, this movie's been remade a dozen times, and, some of the shittiest ways possible. Even the one directed by Steven Spielberg is pathetic. But I mean, not as pathetic as the Ice Cube one, though. That one was ridiculous. But this movie's very cool. The miniature effects were amazing. It won the Academy Award for special effects. And if you guys haven't seen this, get yourself a good copy of it. Post 2018.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got a Criterion edition, I think Blu-ray of it that I got for Christmas, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So it must be
post 2018.
I would assume so, because it just looks so incredibly good. And Criterion's usually pretty good about this stuff. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but in one shot, in a couple of shots, you can kind of see 3 little beams of light coming down from the bottom of the of the saucer to imply that it's got an invisible tripod,
right?
That's walking.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I guess that explains the 3 little lights underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. That's how they kind of rationalized it.
And although the ships are gone, I have heard a personal story that somebody has the wooden form that they use to hammer the copper around to make the ships. So that may still pop up one of these days, and we might be able to reproduce one of them.
God, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? That's an iconic ship.
It is.
It's so beautiful. It's an amazing film. It's just great.
It is.
Rob, what do you think of this movie?
I like this film. I saw it as a kid, and I think I saw it in film school. And seeing it again for the first time in several years just brought a huge smile to my face. It's classic storytelling, and it's just a lot of fun. You've got these alien invaders and the mystery around them, and you've got the good old boys that try and make contact with them only to be destroyed. And then you got the aliens versus the military. So cool. And then you have the farmhouse scene, a hot girl, a scientist that kind of figures things out. I just wish the line had been added, if it bleeds, we can kill it. But that was later used in Predator. It's a classic. It's great. And honestly, it's one of those movies that you can go back and revisit and go back and say, hey, this is fun storytelling. The other thing that I think it does really well is towards the end of the movie, the paranoia in the streets is a sample of paranoia from the Cold War at the time. And I think it's paranoia that can easily happen amongst people. And you see that, and it's brutal. And I think it's interesting to see aspects of that and then throw it into different categories. But the cool thing is, that all of a sudden everything stops because of something interesting. If you guys don't know the story by now, I mean, spoiler, it's our disease and our bacteria in our air. But it's fascinating how all of this comes about, and an incredible story, because really, if you look at this story, mankind has zero chance against these aliens until they start to die off from breathing our air. So very cool. Love the effect. I mean, it's borderline horror, scary movie when that alien head is coming into the farmhouse, and you're like sitting there going, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? And then the way that she reacts to it and the way that they deal with it, and that weird little alien body that you see in parts of it is really kind of cool too. So just a very fun movie. Folks, if you haven't seen this, check it out. And of course, buy the DVD, the later version, because to see no strings is awesome. It makes it more believable. So
absolutely. Heather L., what do you think of this here movie?
Yeah, this is great. They nailed it with the sound effects. That's like, I think
Yeah.
my favorite part of it is just the cool sounds that it makes when it's like shooting and flaming people, and yeah, it's just great. This must have been so cool to see in the theater in '53 when it came out, because I can't imagine like just the shock of it. They hadn't really seen anything like ships like this, and not only the ships, which are great, but like all the destruction scenes and even like the military stuff, like the flying wing. Just can't imagine. Like, it must have been really cool just seeing this kind of stuff in the theater, because it just kind of unique, and it seems like ahead of its time for some of the effects and stuff that it had. So really fun. I like their interpretation of an alien invasion, how people in the 50s, how they pictured everyone reacting to it. And you get like this isolated area, small town, not the technology, so different than like Independence Day or anything later today, where everyone's got their cell phones, everyone would be, looking at TV screens, it'd be instantly communicated. So you get this kind of weird laid back atmosphere at the beginning of the movie where everyone's just kind of lackadaisical about it. Like, well, yeah, something hit. Doesn't look like a meteor. We'll go see it tomorrow. There's like time for a square dance. They got, time. We'll make breakfast. Not worried. It's like they're not even panicked until the very end of the movie, which is so different than when you see these kind of movies that are set like in this day and age. So I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, effects are the highlight. The acting is kind of funny in spots. Like, to me, that kind of gives it that cult classic kind of feel, because sometimes they're a little bit odd acting. I mean, the lady, like her face when the alien grabs her shoulder and she just kind of frozen, but then she sees some of its blood later and she's just like screaming hysterically. So I don't know. Some of the acting I thought was kind of funny. In the opening dramatic lines were like, they could not go to Pluto, they could not go to Uranus, like talking about why they came to Earth. So yeah, this is a great movie, a lot of fun, and great to watch if you haven't seen it. So check it out.
Absolutely fantastic. Doug, what do you think of this one?
It's all right.
Why I oughta.
Yeah. No, this is one of my all-time favorite films. And I've been obsessed with War of the Worlds for a very long time, starting with the Orson Welles radio show and then the book and everything. And so each movie's take on it, even Independence Day, and they don't call it that, but come on. Sure. It has their own, some other War of the Worlds interpreted. This is the best one. It is outstandingly the best take on it, even though it's not the real story. I suppose someone should make an attempt at the story set in its time of 1898 and that sort of thing, and that would be probably, if you're going to do another one, that would be the only take to still do. But this one's just so groundbreaking, and a science fiction movie and horror overall. Just the design of the ships alone, it just, from day one, that blew me away, just looking at that. And the sad, horrible injustice of those things being destroyed so that the Boy Scouts could have something to do. It should be hanging, at least one of them, save one of them. It should be hanging in the Smithsonian next to the Enterprise. Yeah. I mean, it's just because I can't say enough about it. Just design alone is always striking. And just, oh God, it's really, I'm all pissed off now.
I know, it's horrible, isn't it?
You can't do that, but they did. But yeah, I've always been fascinated with it. It is just from beginning to end, even it's a movie of its time and the cheesiness, but it doesn't bother me at all. It is of its time, and I'm totally taken in with it, no matter how many millions of times I've seen it. And every the aspects we went with, the color and all that, and the sound effects. Good Lord, now we've heard the sound even in Morbius, apparently, over and over again. But it's at its best right then and there, and just that whole build up when the guys are, hey, we're gonna make peace. We'll fly the white flag. Everybody knows the white flag. Yeah. And then the little snake-like thing, you know, is peering down at them, and it's it's warning you, you get out of the way, assholes. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's just great. And just the whole aspect of the plot, you know, it's absolutely hopeless. You have no chance. You're doomed. There's nothing you can do. You throw everything at them and they laugh at you. And then, they get a little sniffles. Yeah, you can imagine you would think a big come back to Jesus moment at the end of something like that is well, this is like a miracle. Yeah, there's a safety plan in place in case aliens invade the planet. you know, just something like that. So, yeah, I can't get enough of it. It's great. It's one of the all-time greats. It deserves the accolades it receives. And the strange thing about it, you know, when I was watching it, even the early days, all fascinated with the ships and everything, and really taken with it, I kept having dreams about Anne Robinson. Yeah, she got me. You know, I didn't know. How does that happen? But anyway, a great film, and yeah, right up there. If I had a list, I need to make one of the top films of all time. For me, it's certainly there.
It's a gorgeous film to see too.
Yeah.
And talking about the special sound effects, I swore that I heard the photon torpedo sound.
Yes.
From Star Trek.
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? That was way back in the 50s, and Star Trek used it. It's super cool, you know?
Yeah. Someone in the chat was asking about the I-ray sound effect. I believe it's a starting mechanism either for a tank or a truck, you know, kind of modified.
Oh, okay.
Like an engine starter, you know.
Oh, when it's building up to it or when it fires?
When it fires.
When it fires, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of sound.
Yeah.
Similar to the, the chin guns on the AT-AT in Empire.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like an engine piston firing off from starting a propeller plane or something like that.
Nice. Sean, what do you think of this movie?
Oh, I've loved this movie since I was a kid. And, you know, it was surprising to hear that farmhouse scene. We almost didn't get it. Yeah. That scene scared the ever-loving shit out of me.
That's why he fought for it. He knew it was important.
It has to be.
He was right.
Yeah. It was so intense. I noticed a couple of things in rewatching it. First of all, the special effects actually hold up.
Yeah.
Which is incredible, especially the at the end, you know, when you see the arm and the blood coursing through it and the way it just slowly dies, and it was sufficiently slimy, you know, and it was just perfect, and it was just enough of a mystery of what else was up there. You know, you see him look up, and you're like, what did he see? You know, like what did he see when he looked in there? We'll never know. One of the things I also noticed, there's two moments in the movie. I mean, the whole movie is explosions and ray guns and photon torpedoes, just constant. And there's those two scenes in the movie, one in the farmhouse when it just gets deadly quiet, and then at the end when the aliens crash, there's just silence. And it's almost like all that sound was used for those two moments, and it really hit. It's really good. The whole movie is great. Even though, like, watching the beginning again, it was funny to see how wrong they were about some of the planets. You know, it's like, of course, when the book was written, they didn't know what Jupiter was comprised of. That it's a gas giant. They're like, oh yeah, it's got a hot surface with molten lava. No, not anymore. But I mean, it's interesting to see. But I would love to see someone do an 1800s period piece of this movie. That's just begging to be made.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be a remake. It would be let's adapt the book. Right. I think we should start a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter. Let's get it going. But excellent movie. The special effects actually hold up surprisingly well. Well.
And the effects are gorgeous. I love the whole thing, you know, and I love Anne Robinson. She was
Yes.
Quite lovely. It was quite lovely, and I like the scientist. You know, he was, you know, Gene Barry. He was good. You know,
Yeah.
those funny scene. You know, their introduction. You know, asking about. I'm looking forward to meeting this scientist. Oh, really? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And real quick, if anyone's interested in another period movie, a real good one, that's spacey aliens, called Invaders from Mars, 1953.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that movie.
yeah,
That's always been one of my favorite movies. It's very good, very cheesy, and also a good watch. I think
The
you can
head
see
with
it
the
on YouTube.
tentacles in the sphere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Underground.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
It's always
stuff.
a good one.
It was very good. Also, a shout out to you know, Jeff Lynne's War of the Worlds album, the double LP from the 70s with Richard Burton narrating.
Yeah.
Had Forever Autumn with you know, Justin Hayward, you know, Moody Blues. Forever Autumn, a great song. Nick, are you around, or did you step away?
I guess he did.
I guess he did.
Oh no, I'm here. I didn't realize that I was muted on the app side. But yeah, absolutely love this movie. I watched this so many times as a kid, and you know, going back and watching it, I was honestly surprised how well it still holds up, because I've not seen it in years. I mean, obviously it's a product of its time, but like Sean was saying, the special effects and design of those alien war machines were incredibly ambitious, still holds up. You know, so the thing that really stood out to me rewatching it was how seriously the movie treats the invasion. It doesn't feel campy or goofy, minus the parts that Heather was talking about, obviously. But it actually builds a lot of tension and makes the threat actually feel real. So for me, it's easy to see why this movie became such a sci-fi classic, and it influenced so many more alien invasion films after that. This movie was the big reason that, and I don't know if we talked about this last week, I think off stream, but it was one of the reasons I was so excited when the War of the Worlds TV series that debuted in 1988 and ran from 88 to 1990, which was a direct sequel to this exact movie. It's the main reason I was so excited for it, because I've saw this movie so many times, and they actually used clips of this movie in that show. Yeah, if you guys have seen this movie, definitely go check out the TV series that ran from 88 to 90. And if you haven't seen this movie, go check this movie out and then watch that series, because it's really good.
I haven't seen the series yet. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, you'll like it. If you like this movie, you'll like this, because like I said, it's a direct sequel and takes place, you know, obviously, you know, decades later. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but obviously, you know, the aliens wake up, you know, and they're back, and you know, the modern day military for 1988, you know, is having to deal with this issue, and it was a great show. I mean, it only ran for 2 years, but I absolutely loved it. It had Poncho. I can't remember the actor's name, but Poncho from Predator is one of the main actors in it, who is actually a real life Navy SEAL.
Did they use the same ship designs?
Yeah. Yep. Everything.
Oh, really?
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a direct sequel with everything like tied to it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I never heard of this. I got to track it down, dude.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Holy shit. Wow. Awesome. Well, thank you. Whoever it was that in the chat that tipped us to this first. That's fantastic, Nick. And that's damn, I got to go see those.
Yeah. Definitely check them out and hunt them down.
I think dramatically the best moment in the whole movie is when her father, the preacher, the priest, like walks out to them, and she doesn't realize it, and then she's in the bunker and she sees it, and her reaction, you know, and him, like, you know, high angle, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and you know, the thing homing in on him, and then when it fires and she screams, the cutting is really so dramatic. That's an incredible moment emotionally. It's just a sane, great scene. Andy,
real quick, DC. I was just going to let you know that you can find the TV series on Amazon Prime, YouTube, and Plex.
Awesome.
Yeah,
excellent. So easy to track down.
Easy to track down, and you'll be able to watch it for free. You won't have to pay for it.
Fantastic. Excellent. Thanks, Nick. That's fantastic. Andy Masterson, what do you think of this movie?
First of all, they're undocumented Martians. All they wanted was a hug. They come chasing after them with this spear with a piece of fabric attached. Of course, they're going to react with fear.
Yeah, they just wanted a better life, Andy. They just wanted a better life.
That's right.
Yeah, they weren't French. They don't understand that flag.
And another thing, if anybody gives me any crap about gain of function research, go watch this movie. It was a cautionary tale. There's a reason they didn't go to Uranus. They would have come with a different disease. That's a different story. This is the first time I've ever seen this, watching this one.
What?
For whatever reason, like it never came on Dr. Shock, so I never saw it when I was.
Oh my God.
Wow.
But it was, at first it took me a little getting used to with the dated effects and so on. But then I started getting into it, watching it. It was certainly much better than Night of the Lepus and Ants with Joan Collins. But I really liked it. I thought the special effects and look, I used to watch the old Flash Gordon with the sparkler out of the back of the ship.
Yeah.
So like and growing up on black and white cathode ray tube televisions, like I was used to bad special effects, so that doesn't bother me at all. But it was pretty cool for the time. I like looking at the evolution of these things, and everything about this is great. I love seeing the people freak out and be completely short-sighted and throw the scientist out and like steal his car and to hell with all the equipment that he needs to beat the aliens. We got to go hide from them. It's a very typical human Black Friday reaction. I think that it would be neat to see this thing because you could actually make a movie just like this set in like every other country. You could have like the Russian version, like you had the Chinese version, all this like and see how they were reacting to it. Unnecessary, of course, but like it's the idea there, like the same thing was happening everywhere. I really like, of course, the climax has been ruined because it is 1953 and everyone's heard it before with the virus and the common cold and like you drop dead because of it. So that was I knew that was going to happen with it, but the breakdown, the desperation, stuff like that, and was very interesting. I am interested in checking out the sequel because you figure all the governments would be jumping on these ships and reverse engineering, and the world we live in would be a much different place because I'm sure the governments would take all that alien technology and use it for their own purposes. Like, not that that's ever happened, but that'd be an interesting thing to see. I have not watched any of the other versions of this. It just didn't really interest me. But I definitely don't want to watch them now because hearing that it's definitely not an upgrade. I think I'll just stick with the original. It also got me that reminding myself that movies used to be much shorter than they are. It doesn't have to be like 3 hours long and have lots of slow motion scenes and things like that. Hear me, Zack Snyder. So this is a lot of fun. It was very interesting, and I love the innovation that they had with the special effects at the time. And I really am looking forward to checking out the Ray Harryhausen short to see how he did that.
It's very cool. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. Well, guys, War of the Worlds, ladies and gentlemen. I know that. There we go. Look at that. There's a copy of the book. Nicely done. Nicely done, Rob. Sean, I know we got to lose you. Go ahead and say goodnight to everybody.
Yeah, I just want to say goodnight. Real lively chat tonight. You guys were on fire with the jokes, and I did hear they're going to do a British version of this, but in fact the aliens are going to send Bonnie Blue into one of the spaceships.
Bonnie Blue what?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, but it was a great time. I'm sorry I do have to leave. The store is going to close, and I got to get there. But love you guys in the chat. You guys are always so much fun to talk with, and you guys keep us going. And we'll see you next week. And thank you for having me on.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Sean. Take care, buddy.
See you, Sean.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night, Sean.
All right, let's get to the rest of these here super chats. We don't have a whole lot left, but let's go ahead and read them. Let me get back. Had another little crash here, so I have to figure out where I was. Hold on just a sec. Okay. Michael Beacom with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Michael. Says, saw a trailer for Odyssey before pressure this week, and all wokeness was suspiciously edited out. But we know it's there. Yeah, we can smell that whiff of woke from a mile away. Hail to you, Michael Beacom. There's no way they can hide from us. And Kurt James with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Kurt. Kurt says, I'm in the minority. Loved Love and Thunder, but I'd also love an R-rated Thor Viking Rage Bloodbath palate cleanser. Well, don't hold your breath coming from the mouse. That's not going to happen, Kurt James, but still, yeah. Well, I think we'd all like to see that, actually. Thank you, Kurt, for that. Michael Beacom with two $5 super chats. Hail to you, Michael. Thank you, sir. He says, He-Man was a 30-minute Saturday morning animated show. It is not too complex to adapt, so any divergence is a product of hubris, wokeness, and incompetence. Wow.
Well
Beautifully said.
Yeah, very well said.
Just clean and pure.
Yeah.
Surgical precision. Thank you, Michael Beacom. Excellent. And Michael also says, I saw a Supergirl poster at the theater. It says truth, justice, whatever. Everyone involved, all the way up to Gunn himself, deserves a pink slip. Yeah, truth, justice, whatever. Read the fucking room. Good God.
Unbelievable.
We've had enough of this shit. We've had enough of the cynicism and the garbage and the being too cool for school shit. Just give us a fucking Superman or a Supergirl, right, Gary?
Fucking smarmy ass shit.
Well, Gunn is reading the room. It just happens to be inside the Blue Oyster Bar.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. No, never mind. I withdraw the comment. Michael Beacom also. Thank you, Michael. With a $2 super chat says, Overlord DVD, did you receive your Zorro Blu-ray? I have not as of yet, my friend. It just hasn't arrived yet, but maybe it's running late or who knows. But I'll let you know when I do. Thank you, Michael Beacom. I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. That sounds absolutely fucking fantastic. Hail to you, Michael Beacom. And Old Man Bird with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Old Man Bird. Says, have you seen the Savage LA Mayor Lego videos? We can't talk about it here, but boy, oh boy, the production effort. No, I have no idea what that Savage LA Mayor.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
It's Legos?
Well, it's AI Legos, and it basically depicts some of the things that Gary saw on his last trip to LA, but just in Lego form.
All right. Well, I will check that. So is it what, on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or at least on X. And I never thought that I would see anyone make Lego poop, but there it is.
Well, they make Lego poop.
Do they really? Wow.
Well, it's the same thing as chocolate Lego ice cream. It just looks the same.
There you go.
No, that's really it. It's a little tiny, swirl.
Too many figs, one cup.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, Old Man Bird. I had not heard anything about that. And Sigvaldason, the high priest of the cult of Harvey, with a $10 super chat. Hail to you, Sigvaldason. He says, show up Friday for the Harvey Cthulhu Variety Show. Host, our favorite crooner, Harvey Cthulhu, and watch the uncoordinated Doomcock stumble through the show. Fuck you. A Harvey Cthulhu production, TM. Thank you very much, Sigvaldason. Hail to you, sir. High priest of the cult of Harvey. Yeah. Great job there, Sigvaldus, and why yada. And EAP Andy Cthulhu Crusader with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Evan. Says if you share peyote with Sigvaldus and in a smoking lodge, you can see the Harvey Cthulhu show. Keep a clear head and be here for the Anti-Cthulhu Crusade on Friday Night Frolics. Thank you very much, EP Anti-Cthulhu Crusader. Heather L., of course, is a pro-Cthulhu Crusader. We have a little controversy along these lines. And Kurt James gifted an Overlord DVD membership, another one, to this channel. Thank you, Kurt James. Hail to you, my friend. Good to have you here tonight. I hope you've had a good time. I hope everybody's been having a good time. The Guardian of Azarath with a £5 super chat all the way from the UK. Thank you, oh Guardian. He says, I had the VHS of War of the Worlds, and I have a kit of the Martian Manta, but not assembled it yet. Don't have any electronics for it. Yeah, that's the one model I don't have. I've never owned.
They're very expensive and hard to find.
Really?
Yeah, I bought one for a friend of mine who is just obsessed with this movie, and it's like chrome plated and kind of colored the color of copper, but it's chrome, and it was like $300.
Oh, geez.
But it's cool. I mean, it's really cool.
Jeez, they just didn't make a lot of them. It's not like you'd stumble across them. I would have surely bought one. I've never seen one in person. I never had the opportunity to own a Martian war machine.
Yeah.
The Guardian of Azarath with a £2 super chat. Hail to you, oh great Guardian. He says, my top tripod design is the one used by Jeff Wayne for the album, The Guardian of Azarath. Yeah. It was beautiful. That was a great album. It came with a book, in it and fully painted, illustrated stuff. It was really gorgeous. Very well done. People deserve whoever did that deserved a lot of credit. And Richard Burton's narration was epic. EP Anti-Cthulhu Crusader with a $10 super chat. Hail to you, oh great and mighty EP. He says, I would watch the TV series occasionally. It had Adrian Paul and Catherine Disher in it, and half of it ran opposite Highlander with Paul, and the other half was opposite Forever Night with Disher. They owned that block of time. EP Anti-Cthulhu Crusader. They absolutely owned it. Wow. Very cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and say goodnight to everybody here. Gary Ambrosia, hail to you. Go ahead and say goodnight to the folks. And great job with the notes tonight. I'm glad you like this one.
Oh, yeah. I love this one. How can you not?
I know.
It's just so defining to cinema history. Hail to the chat. Hail to the wrenches. We love you guys very much. We know that you have a choice as to where you spend your Wednesday night, and we thank you very much for being crazy enough to hang out with us. But we'll be back next week with another movie to talk about and some more shit to talk. So, bye.
Thank you, Gary Ambrosia. Rob writes, Gen X Pop Culture. Please go ahead and plug your channel.
Hey, Rob writes, Gen X Pop Culture. Hey, join me tomorrow night, 7:30 Central. I will be discussing Star Wars at a Crossroads. Can it be saved? Most of the stuff that we talked about tonight, I'll be talking about again. But if you're interested in my opinion and what I think about Star Wars, check that out tomorrow. And then I'll have a He-Man review before Friday Night Frolics. I'm seeing it at 1 o'clock on Friday. I'll drop a D-Day video on Saturday. And then Heather L. and I are going to do episode 3 of Masters of the Air on Sunday at 5:30 Central. So lots of stuff coming up on my channel. Hope to see you there.
Thank you, Rob. Heather L., please say goodnight to these wonderful folks here, and great job as always tonight.
Thank you so much, Doomcock, and thank you for having me on. Blast as always. Good night, chat. Love you guys. You are awesome. Give us a like on the way out, and hope to see you back here next week.
Thank you very much, Heather. And Doug Nelson, we were lucky enough to have Doug the entire evening. Doug, it's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here, and go ahead and plug your vast entertainment empire, please.
Hi, I'm Doug Nelson. Guess what? I've got other stuff that I do, like the Nelson Ratings channel, where I review stuff like we talked about here. Oh yeah, it's all kinds of fun. shenanigans and whatnot. Lots of razzmatazz. Oh boy, you don't want to miss out.
Razzmatazz.
That's right, razzmatazz. Yes, it's an old friend of mine. Anyway, I also have a podcast, Mr. Nelson Show, from RadioMisfits.com or wherever you get your podcasts, and I tend to do these audio plays on there all by myself. Every now and then, I invite people to help me out with it. Doomcock did one. That's fun. We got to do that again sometime. Anyway, yes. I do that, and the main one is called Night Night. It's a Batman parody that I have a lot of fun with. And by a staggering coincidence, I've also done a comic book based on those audio plays, and you can get a copy of those yourself over at indieplanet.com. You head over there and look up Night Night, and then you can be as happy as Rob Wright with your copies of Night Night, in bold, smashing color. And so don't delay. Order your Night Night today.
Thank you, Doug Nelson, ladies and gentlemen, and Nick of Echo Base Network. Disney Star Wars sucks. Go ahead and plug away, Nick.
Disney Star Wars does absolutely suck. But yeah, if you guys want to hear how much Disney Star Wars does suck, you guys can find me and Coach over on Echo Base Network. We cover other stuff over there as well. I'm going to be covering a lot of this bricks and minifigs Star Wars Lego controversy over there as well. And then also, if any of you guys are in the Nashville area, June 19th through the 21st, me, Andy, Gary, Rob, Mexican Iron Man, Coach, a lot of other people will be there that weekend in Nashville for ICCC Con. It's a fan base, not a corporate event. Star Wars fan convention. We'll be doing a podcast there, interviewing some people involved with the original Star Wars trilogy. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. So if you guys are in the area, definitely come hang out.
All right, thank you very much, Nick. And Andy Masterson, go ahead and plug away, my friend.
You're muted, Andy.
You're muted.
No sound.
How's that? Is that better?
You're on.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to Harvey's Only Squids. He's got to get some wampum to pay for those hookers to make more kids for Rob to foster.
You son of a bitch. You fucking son of a bitch.
Well, let's leave her out of this. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Tune in next week when we will be having more raucous humor at the expense of probably everyone in Hollywood.
Thank you very much, Andy Masterson. You are awesome, dude. And I want to thank everybody out there in the chat. I hope everybody had a great time. Hail to PJ over there, Orville Nation, and all of you folks. Hail to all of the wrenches who did such a great job tonight. We really, really appreciated it. Hope to see you next Friday for Friday Night Frolic, 7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific, and back here next Wednesday for Pop Culture Breakdown. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock and my panel of pop culture pundits bidding you all, my friends, oh yes, stay angry. Good night, everyone. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.